Good morning, Starshine. There says
Hello.
hello. Hi.
Hello.
Boom.
Hello.
Starts meeting. Hi.
Are we ready to begin?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, started.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay. Some news. Our first ever pardon reoffended the day afterwards. Unfortunate.
But for those 22 hours, how long was it, Max?
Probably not even 22 hours.
That was
man.
a good run.
For, the,
We
for those
had a good
for
run.
those
We had a
18
good run,
hours,
boys.
it was a good run.
Hey, look, man. You know what? Let the people not say that we are not merciful.
Well,
We
hey,
tried.
look, I stick by what I said, right? I think that if there was DNA at the time and there was better statements and police protocol and everything done, I think he would have been found guilty. But there wasn't, so I think it's appropriate to issue a pardon because it's never going to happen again because now we have DNA.
True.
And if he reoffends, then it just confirmed what I thought, and I'm okay with it. Is what it is.
Yep.
Did indeed reoffend.
Some important intel based on that. Wait, never mind. I don't have anything more.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Whoa.
Uh-oh.
Probably going to be hearing a lot of that
Yeah.
today.
Why's that?
I think there's a lot of shit exploding right now. Apparently, I think our sewers is about to collapse.
What?
Methane? Is it the methane?
I don't know
That's
what
great.
it is, but our entire sewer system is about to fucking crumble.
Sorry,
So,
but I've been on a Tex-Mex
Oh,
kick
goodness.
with the beans and the chili, and that's how it is.
that might be the trigger. That might be what
Yep.
kicked it off. Yeah.
Marlboro Reds and beans. Well, that's the result right there.
Okay. There's something that I want to bring up. How feasible would it be to get charging stations added to like Sandy and Harmony and Polito?
A lot of people have
Can
requested
someone
those.
lock this real quick?
Because I'm
Please, we lock that.
Nakota, come on, man. You gotta start doing stuff yourself around here.
Yeah.
How feasible is it? I'm
Yeah.
not sure.
Why'd he walk up?
Because when I
And
wake
then
up and I
refuse
pull
to-
out the family car from the driveway and it's almost dead, and I have to drive all the way into the city from Polito,
Yeah.
hoping that it makes it.
Oh, Eddie, can you speak up a little bit?
Oh, I'm sorry. Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay.
That has been a widely requested. I think that's kind of like going on the back burner of stuff that cannot happen because everyone's busy.
Okay.
Is what my weeb grandson would say. God, I hate him.
I really hate him too, by the way. He's the worst.
Why's that? You joined the club. Welcome.
Right
now it's just me, but
he tried to give my first time offending wife a driving felony.
What'd you
Oh
do?
my god.
Take a breath.
I had a skin graft, so I couldn't drive my motorcycle. So Michael so very kindly lended me his car, and I was driving it up north, jamming to some Dragon Force, and I pulled over for some ice cream, and then before you know it, your grandson is fucking throwing me in cuffs.
For what?
Well, first he said for reckless evading, and I just started crying. And I'm gonna be honest with you, Crane. I feel like all of my lawyer education just fucking died in that moment.
Yeah, that's why you don't represent yourself.
Yeah. Well, I asked for a lawyer, but I didn't remember my most important rule, which is shut the fuck up. On Shut the Fuck Up Friday, no less.
So wait, why did he try to give you a felony? I don't get
it. Apparently, he couldn't catch up to me.
The fuck were you driving, a rocket?
I was driving my gauntlet.
I don't know what kind of car it is. What kind of car do you have, Michael?
It's a gauntlet.
Yeah.
It's a spaceship, is what it is.
Yeah, I almost had that.
It does go
once.
pretty fast. Yeah.
I was in the back 5 years ago. I seized an S++ car called a Neo, from
Ooh.
Francis J. Francer in exchange for
Ooh.
like a $8 million plea deal. And one time I was driving eastbound on Vespucci, like past MRPD, and I just full sent that bitch all the way from like the apartments on Alta, and I blew past Bison going like 140, 150, and then I got like maybe a little bit in front of him, and he wrecked behind me, and I realized he was behind me, and I just pulled over. I was like, I'm not getting a fucking evading charge. So yeah, the lesson is pull over.
Oh my god, wait, did you get a charge for that? I feel like you told the story before.
Oh no,
About, like,
the one they tried to charge me was Croc.
Okay, you know
I
what
went
one I was
down to
talking
the
about, the
south
one with
side
the
and the bench
evasion.
trial.
Mhm.
Croc tried to give me
Screw
reckless
that guy.
evading because I was driving with him, or so I thought, and he thought he was chasing me, but that was a whole other story.
Yeah, that's right. That's when I was recalling.
But I beat his ass in bench trial and got misdemeanors.
You,
Oh yeah.
you,
Did you get
Dub.
misdemeanors?
I got a diversion program for a first-time offender.
Wait, you didn't get an actual charge?
I don't see any charges on my MDT profile still.
Nice.
I'm just gonna say I had Sebastian Birch as my lawyer,
Lawyers
and
things.
I really should not have done that. Sebastian is a little washed.
Oh yeah, my dumb shit grandson didn't press process. He gave you negligent driving and furious speeding.
You gonna press it for him, Crane?
Fuck
Please,
no.
thank you. God.
Nice. The system works.
Ain't
Uh,
my job. My job was for 18 years. I'm past that shit.
Mr. Mayor, if I want to send a pardon your way, how would I go about that?
Man, what did you get convicted of?
Oh, I didn't. It's
What did
somebody
he
else.
get convicted of?
They,
Oh, sorry. You mean submit it to him?
yes, it's
I
somebody
thought you were
that.
pardoning him. I was like,
No. It's somebody had a hearing today that went against them, but it's the dumbest shit. And
What
pretty
was
much
it?
it was what the fuck was it again?
What's the name?
It's the Dahlia one. You probably heard about it.
What happened?
Oh, she told me about this.
Yeah, so she got. Let me check.
Alright,
her
I think the
fucking-
answer is clear.
Dahlia Faye?
Yeah,
How do
that's
you
the one.
accomplice to reckless evading?
What?
Yeah, that's the one.
How?
That's not a thing.
Yeah, how
It-
is that how is that?
That is what she tried to get removed, but they refused.
It's a thing in her criminal history. I'll tell you that much,
What?
Crane.
What incident?
I don't have that info.
I don't have that either.
Dakota would.
Let's find out. Let's find out who the cop is, so we can send him for some retraining.
It's 2444.
I found it. Who's the cop?
Who was it?
Wyatt? Is that right?
Watt.
What and some
Who's
other
that?
cop.
Chris Watt. He's shift
sh-
1, right?
Yeah, shift 3 into 1. But yeah.
Ooh, shift one.
WATT.
We love shift one
Yeah.
here.
So I will direct everyone
fans.
for an educational moment to open their MDT and
Yes.
now proceed to the charge labeled resisting arrest.
Yeah.
Yup.
And note where it says resisting arrest or as a passenger in a vehicle.
Yup.
Okay.
How long ago was this?
It is a while ago because she had it on the docket and they only just had the hearing today.
And
it was-
what happened in the hearing?
It was denied anything. Like she said that the charges was correct and
Who's the
What?
judge?
fuck.
That'd be on the docket, but
Okay, I'm gonna start naming female judges. Angel,
No.
Hart,
Gatsby.
Mm-hmm.
Gatsby.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was
Gatsby.
Gatsby.
It was Gatsby. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll talk to her. I don't
Just
think
like
that
the
honestly
thing.
is going to need to go anywhere because that's not anything we've ever charged accomplice to reckless evading.
I was just gonna
That'll
ask
probably
that.
just be a DOJ discussion.
Nice.
And
Good.
they
That works.
summarily granted appeal as soon as it gets filed.
All right, sounds good. In that case, then that was about it.
Yeah, accomplice to reckless evading. I'm pretty sure my first week 7 years ago, I was
In
told
fact, watch
it's not
this.
a thing.
Charges.
Are you just gonna remove it? So I was about to say, can we just remove it since it's not a thing?
You might as well do it for
charges.
resisting while you're in there, Crane.
Reckless evading. As accomplice, no. As accessory, no. There we go.
Nice. We love to see
Easy.
that one actually.
Now it's not even possible.
Nice.
Lovely.
Because even if you were going to charge accomplice to reckless evading for, let's say, a scenario where I were to give my car to someone in front of the police willingly, and I wasn't held up or anything, and the cops wanted to charge me as accomplice because I was there, I knew it was happening, and I enabled the person to recklessly evade, you still would just charge felony obstruction. So doesn't matter.
Michael, was she? I don't know too much. Was she in the car? Is that why she got accomplice reckless evading?
She
car
was,
that they were
but
fleeing. But then that's just resisting arrest. That's not.
yeah, and also I think from there, like from what they said, is like when she got out of the car, even though she got shot multiple times, was bleeding out in the car. Was
Wait, what? She got
Okay.
shot?
What the
yeah, it was like a big thing.
Did they have guns?
It wasn't the cops that shot her. It was a big incident.
Oh.
She got nicked in like some crossfire.
How do I
between-
silence my phone?
You
Click
don't.
the bell.
Possible.
Take
Wait,
this
no,
in now.
it's been working.
Yeah,
It's
it
been,
was.
yeah,
Immediately.
mine's
Oh,
been
yeah.
silenced.
It started
yeah.
working like yesterday, 2 days ago.
All right.
Genuinely surprised. Mm.
Click the little
the
bell.
best news
icon
I've
at the
ever
top
heard.
Did,
right
all right.
Right? I was so
Thank you.
excited.
But
no,
yeah,
I actually got really excited too.
Okay, well, I will. Michael, can you email me the? You know what? I'll find it. I'm sure it was on the docket recently. Never mind.
I don't.
I'll just
think-
talk
I
to
don't
the
think I-
judge. I'll figure
Oh
it out.
Yeah.
Lord.
Yeah, that's our sewer system kind of collapsing slowly. So every time we hear an explosion,
Ooh.
that's probably from down there.
Oh,
Why?
that's what it is. Okay.
Yeah.
That scares me.
Ah, we don't need the sewers.
I mean, I kind of think the plumbing needs to go
Yeah,
somewhere.
yeah, I don't want shit on the street. That's nasty.
Yeah, that's
Well, you know people have
how the
septic tanks,
plague
right?
happened.
Not everyone.
Empty 'em.
Or
most people-
we have one though.
We have
Yeah.
one because we're in
Normally
a
out in
trailer.
the rural areas.
All right.
Yeah, let's
what's
get
going on?
started.
All
Yep.
right.
This is like meeting 7 or some shit? Question mark.
7 or 8,
Yep.
yeah.
7.
Does anyone have anything they'd like to present? I know
Yes.
Michael has some shit, but let's get Nakota's stuff first.
I have quick ones. City Council document 3462. I did show Cantor this, and she's not here, so she can't vote on it. However, basically it is no suing for welfare aid. So if a bystander or a citizen sees someone who's injured, they are not hesitant to try to help that individual for fear
So good
of
Samaritan law.
literally, yes.
I think the only thing that needs to be added in here that I think would be good is that basically if like cops or EMS are on scene, then this doesn't apply, right? Like they only
Yeah.
get this protection if there's no government emergency services on scene currently.
Okay, I think that's great.
Right.
I would agree. Yeah.
Yeah, if they are on scene, no, they don't get to involve themselves.
Yeah, no, I don't want them pushing the EMS out of the way to
Yes.
divvy up
Yeah,
their
yeah,
own
yeah.
medical. Yeah, I have no problem with that being added. Does anyone else think anything needs to be added in there?
Fuck you, spell Samaritan.
Looks good to me.
I mean, it sounds good to me.
Is this
but
there's no situation? What
No si-
happens if
what?
someone what happens if someone what happens if one of the clowns grabs somebody off the street and says their intention is to give them medical aid, and they
Yeah,
think giving
that's-
medical aid is like putting a rubber chicken down their throat and the person gets strangled and dies? Like,
Should we throw the all-encompassing reasonable some kind of statement with reasonable?
I mean, even that is
honestly, I kind of
Question.
feel like it's probably just, if it ever comes up, it should be heard in court.
Isn't this like also opening Pandora's box in terms of self-transport?
Yes, it also
Yeah, I was gonna say
prevents
reckless
officers
endangerment and
from
whatnot.
charging
too.
reckless endangerment because they
Yeah.
can just say, well, it's already been declared not, you can't be liable for this.
I mean, you could just add something in there about transporting, but if the concern is, let's say, non-traditional
like-
medical care, then yeah, that's
I think this should just be
Oh,
something
God.
that we handle when it comes up in a civil suit, and we can set a precedent there that is limited. Because the reason why precedent sometimes works better than written law is because you could set a precedent and say, this is not extending to every single case, but in this case, under these
God, I got
circumstances
sneeze.
specifically, I don't think this person should be held liable. But it still gives us the window so that in the future, if someone does something like my, clown with the rubber chicken example, then we can say, well, this is clearly beyond the previous ruling, and thus we are now narrowing that ruling to say that this is liable. And that's where I think maybe a court precedent would work better than written law in something like this case. But that's just my opinion.
Yeah, like I get wanting to, ease people's minds about helping others, especially like police officers. But I mean, EMS can provide medical like training for, officers. We used to do it back in the day. We used to have first aid, kind of classes for the PD just to give them like what to do until we get there kind of situations. But I mean, just any person on the street, you can't really trust. People have already shown that they don't have common sense. And they'll be like, here, let me just pour some moonshine down somebody's throat, and maybe that'll help. And,
Well, let me ask this, because Malton, Dakota, even Siobhan, myself, you, Miss Treasure, we all enjoy a certain amount of benefit of the doubt from being, government workers and generally clean civilians. So most people are not going to leap to sue us over something like that. What do you think, Max and Mr. Deputy? You guys are probably the most likely to actually be targeted by something like this.
What I want to know, I'm just curious. What inspired you to write this, Dakota?
I think we're just having a discussion with PD, and this was suggested. I think that there are some days, and I don't know if the treasurer can speak to this a little bit as well. There are some days where EMS are low on numbers,
mhm.
and there are instances where PD is stretched thin and is at a lot of scenes. And I think
Yeah, but PD has general benefit of the doubt, right?
no, I agree. I mean, I'll be honest. If the consensus is this is identifying a problem that doesn't exist in the current moment, however, it would be better to tackle this judicially during a civil case. I'm not opposed to that argument.
Mhm.
I was just trying to, I don't know,
I think if
incentivize people to help one another, I guess, and not be held back by
I
potential lawsuit. I
Mhm.
guess would be the way to articulate.
I don't
it.
think people are. I think so.
Dude, I cannot fucking type today.
Since over the last 3 months, I've had one incident where one person talked to me about this, where they were concerned because there was an officer that was actually threatening them because they picked up their own friend and dropped them off at the hospital, and that officer
Right.
was going off about, well, you just, what is it again? What charge would that be?
reckless
endangerment.
endangerment.
That's the one.
Yeah.
And they were genuinely concerned about it because they were trying to save their friend, and I think EMS wasn't responding. So it happens, but it's super rare. I feel like that would have taken that to court
Yeah.
would probably be better. It's a very rare thing, and I feel like if we do this, it's also kind of opening Pandora's box in terms of like people just self-transporting, because
Yeah.
what is anyone going to do about it?
And if it's a concern for PD, we can reach out to EMS Command, and I'm sure that they would be more than happy to do some first aid classes again. Maybe in lieu of like a shift meeting, like we used to, like once a month or once every couple of months, we would do something like that, and we would all go out there and just show them some basics.
Bro, I'm gonna be real. I'm about to keep it a stack.
Keep it a stack, please.
I self-transport whenever I can.
Yeah, I think. Look, I think personally, it is much better to leave this one open because, much
Yeah.
like self-transporting and reckless endangerment, it almost never gets charged, and it almost never has an issue.
Okay.
And I think that if and when it does get charged, it's a very interesting case. I think I've heard maybe 1 or 2 of those cases in like 8 years or 9 years.
Exactly.
I had a case
Understood.
recently
So, yeah.
on it, and reckless endangerment wasn't upheld because it was, you know what I mean? The facts of the case were heard, and it was determined to not be reckless endangerment. Like, you know what I mean? Like, judges know how to do their jobs on interpreting it, like what's going on and whether
Yeah,
or
I
not
think
somebody
that
was
one's
doing
better
left.
something malicious.
Okay, understood. No problem.
What about the next one?
Robbery of a healthcare professional. Again, I didn't put any time and fine on this because I wanted to bring it up for discussion, but we have had several instances recently where EMS are being requested to a location. They show up to said location, and then someone pops out of a bush and robs them for their medical equipment.
Wow.
What medical equipment specifically? Like, is it
Tourniquets,
God.
bandages,
just generally just
tweezers.
everything, basically?
Yes, yes.
What's happening with all this? Is this like a frequent thing?
It's happening. It has
A lot
started happening
recently,
within the
yes.
last 2 weeks very frequently.
What are they targeting?
EMS.
Their medical supplies. Yeah.
Government medical supplies is the best way to phrase it.
Yeah.
Are they like?
back
Is it
alley
just because
doctor
they're like?
shit?
Because those supplies are stronger or something?
I think if you are a civilian, as far as I'm aware, the only thing you can purchase is bandages from the doctor at the front of the hospital.
That's correct.
So if you rob an EMS, you have access to
Tourniquets, IFAKs, tweezers.
Doctors have
There you
same,
go.
Tweezers help remove bullets.
they have the same stuff.
I feel like everyone should have access to that stuff, but that's besides the point. That's besides the point. What would the charge be if it wasn't this one? It would be like
Aggravated petty robbery.
Yeah. And that was my question while you were talking with Simone and Siobhan. Max, is this to the level where we want it to be more than aggravated petty robbery but less than the LEO one, or is it just another fuck it, wrap it in with the LEO type thing if it's getting that bad?
We're not wrapping it with the LEO.
Fair
The
enough.
severity of the LEO is meant to target guns,
Yeah.
which I think we hit the mark with the fine. But now that the rate of those robberies has dropped off from what I've seen, I was going to bring up we could even consider the time dropping a bit.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was gonna suggest that too.
Yeah.
Agree. I was actually
So,
going to suggest that as well.
I think since we're talking minutes and hours here, thank you, Max, makes it actually easier for me to think about this. I think probably right now it's at 24 hours. You could probably make it like 8 or something.
Dance.
Anyone disagree? Question mark.
I would say if we're gonna change it, half it.
And then bring it down further if it continues to stay low.
I would be fine with that, but also biased over here.
I feel like halving it would be fine, and if people still complain, then we can take a look again.
Yeah.
Why don't we do this? Why don't we third the robbery and half the gun?
All right.
Sure.
Okay.
That fair? Because I think the
Yeah.
robbery is definitely less of the concern for me, other than the ultimate possession.
Yeah.
Because you could rob a cop and take like a spike strip, and I looked at that hypothetical this morning, and
Ratham, thank you
you
for
would
the
only
10
get
months.
fined like
Chrono, thank you
possession of
for
government
the
equipment,
50
which is
months.
like $2,500 in like 50 months. So the robbery itself isn't necessarily the big trigger for the deterrent; it's the gun, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a good compromise.
All right, let me do some math on what the minutes will be, and then I'll get that.
These ambush calls, Nakota, is it like 911 anonymous, like, hey, come to the end of this deserted dirt road type shit? Like,
They're getting 911 calls. That's how they're arriving here. They're not just getting ambushed.
How many times has this happened?
In the last 2 weeks, off the top of my head, I know there's been 7 different incidents.
that's what I'm getting at is like, there's
Whoa.
names tied to this, right? Like, there are people are 911.
If they anonymously.
Anonymous 911.
Anonymous 911s, yeah.
7 differents.
Which they
how many
did.
I mean,
Were
if I knew
anonymous
who was
911
doing
still
those, I'd be
ping,
happy
or
to-
did they stop? I can't remember.
I don't know about the pinging, but I do know that when they're
'Cause I know
anonymous
for a
in
while the
911,
anonymous-
they're putting a location in the
Yeah.
911.
It's a boring
Yeah,
Saturday.
for a while there, the
Welcome,
anonymous
everybody.
911s were not pinging, so we had to get locations from them.
Does them stealing this not fall under the category of government equipment, issued equipment?
I know IFACs are listed, but I don't know if the other stuff is.
It I mean, if it's only available, well, that'd be the thing. Is I don't, Nakota, you would know. Let's just use tourniquets for example. Do they have any kind of government markings on
Riley
them, or are
taught
they
us to be a
serialized or
Yes.
anything like that?
Wow.
Yeah, all their
Splints,
stuff is.
tourniquets, IFACs. No wait, splints maybe not. Splints
Hmm.
and tweezers maybe not, but the rest of it does have our serial numbers.
Well, welcome everybody. I haven't been around for
They're
the
all
last few
stamped
days
as we
because I've
check
been
them
waking
out.
up really fucking late.
Did you say
so
the
that's my
tweezers do
bad.
now, Etta?
No, not the tweezers.
Okay.
What's the frequent? How many in the past couple weeks, Nakota?
7.
Oh wow.
So one every other day, basically.
Yeah, I missed
Yeah, a couple
it.
days ago we responded to one where the person was knocked out unconscious and then
last
robbed.
2 weeks.
Do possession of a government equipment, does that stack, or is it just a single charge if you have any amount on you?
The
I
way
think
we've been
it's just
using
a blanket charge.
Yeah, it's been any amount, barring a firearm, obviously.
The only
Yeah.
one we do independent on is the weapons attachments, because
Yeah.
the more you got, the more it matters.
Yeah, no, I got you.
So
Let's see here.
It doesn't matter for this.
Sorry, what was the so what are the items that we're concerned about? Can you give me, let me hold on, let me stop myself. Can someone provide me a full list of the items under consideration for legislation? Because I have no problem with just making sure that they're added to the government issued equipment charge, and then also I think we can stipulate the normal robbery charges. Does that make sense, or you think it needs to be higher?
I feel like splints and what, tweezers?
Yeah.
Obviously, I don't think they should be publicly available, but I don't think they should be government equipment either. So what does EMS roll around with?
My normal loadout is bandages, tourniquets, IFACs, splints. I do carry tweezers, but we don't use them
Bandages,
often. That's mainly for
tourniquets.
doctors. Only in like
Splinter or
extreme circumstances do we mess with those.
In a general sense, sorry, if you're buying something from the hospital in this case, and the hospital is tracking it via, your serial number, shouldn't that be what's considered government equipment or not?
Well,
Yeah.
if splints are not marked, I guess.
That's
They're
what I'm
not
saying.
covered.
So,
Yeah.
like, I mean, that's in just a general
these-
sense. I think if the hospital feels that it's worthwhile to track these things for whatever reason, then that's what we should consider government equipment, and you can extend that to the PD armory and whatnot.
That's what I'll have to, because I know that they've changed it over time. Like they were adding the serial numbers to more and more equipment as time went on. So I'll have to go and check. But I know for sure that it's IFACs and tourniquets.
I think the flashlights as well now have the serial numbers on them.
Flashlights are already in equipment.
No,
Yeah,
no, I know. I'm just thinking out loud about the stuff that they were saying are serialized. Chief Justice, I also in the past, I think I emailed you a full list of what the EMS has in their armory when we updated the government equipment charge.
All right. So what? Anybody got like any directive type thoughts? Like, are you really pushing in one direction? Because I'm kind of open to just do whatever do y'all think.
I hate complicating the penal code with no charges. That's just me though. I think aggravated petty robbery is a decent charge. I mean, we're reducing the LEO one already to kind of bring it closer to that.
Sorry, Malton, you just remind me. I'm just gonna cut you off real quick.
Yeah.
Because I want to forget this, and I will forget. Since we decreased the robbery and the such of a government employee, do you guys think that that's too much for robbing like a doctor EMS?
How much? Which one?
Is it the robbery of the? Is it Government, is it law enforcement or government?
Law
Law
enforcement.
enforcement.
Law enforcement officer, yeah.
Oh.
Are you just
Yeah, I guess
asking?
that makes sense. I don't
all right.
want the mayor getting robbed for $10 and somebody gets charged 10 grand in fucking 8 hours.
Yeah.
Mhm.
To act as counterpoint to Malton, I think that the EMS deserve a certain level of increased protection and the ability to kind of retaliate in the only way that they can legally against people who are trying to gang rob them.
Thank you.
Yeah, which is why my initial thought was this, because I know obviously the law enforcement charge is what it is because of the weapons that we carry on us.
Has anyone been caught for doing this?
For robbing EMS?
Of
Yeah.
course not.
Not that I'm aware of, no, because it's more of a, like I was saying,
Right.
they knock the EMS out unconscious. They steal their shit after they've lured them out into a secluded location, and then by the time we the one that we responded to the other day was in Sandy.
Yeah.
So by the time we get there, they are long gone.
Okay.
Are the EMS at least trying to take like basic precautions? Like I don't know if this is in a training, but if I'm getting a anonymous help me in the middle of the wilderness, I'm probably not going to respond to that without backup, right?
I mean, we've always instructed people to, be cautious, don't get out of your ambulance and wander around alone if you're, you don't see somebody right away. But sometimes some people just, I don't know, they think they get complacent. That's the word. And they don't think anything's going to happen. We have been instructed to start doubling up. That was an announcement that was made recently. Because of all of this that's happening. So
Hey,
Yeah, but even
hold
even if you double up though, like
They still get robbed, yes.
well,
Yeah,
that's not what I'm trying to say. Is what happens to the EMS who tries to like knock out a guy who like is robbing their partner? Don't they get in trouble for that?
Hey, I got a question.
what?
Why don't isn't the deterrent the Ego Act?
Well, if they're
This
not
is
catching
felonious
them,
violence with aggravated petty robbery, right?
they're not
If they're not
catching the
catching them, then
people.
why is making a new charge matter
Yeah, if they're not
anyway?
catching those charges doesn't matter either. But
Okay.
Personally, if I was a creative prosecutor, I'd say this is a act of felonious violence, aka aggravated petty robbery, and if you catch someone doing it in a pattern, hell, that's pretty damn good.
So yeah, I need to speak to our command to see if there's anything else that, they're doing. And I don't know. It's hard to teach people common sense, honestly.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, like obviously voting this in, it would be a bit of a morale boost. It will show that we like care about the EMS. But I just don't think it solves the problem. Basically, adding another charge.
Yeah, my problem is that in order to make it truly be a deterrent and truly scare people, you have to do something drastic like we did with the PD gun law. But I can't justify something that drastic for what amounts to having somebody fix their leg in a bathtub.
Dakota, did Cantor give her thoughts on this one when she looked at it, or was this not written up when?
This was
we
not
talked
written
to
up
her?
at that time when I talked to her. But if you would
Okay.
like, I know obviously the treasurer's part of EMS. I
Right.
can confer with others. I do know that some of them are looking for a charge such as this, but if I mean, I guess the issue is if people are going to do this, lure them out into the open, or lure them out into a secluded
Hey.
area and like hit and dip, it's going to be real hard to press them with ego.
Yeah, with any charge, honestly.
But I do get the logic then by saying, well, what's another charge going to do? But
Gotta keep it on followers only because some people like to argue.
I think maybe the existence of the charge would at least help in a
to the point where I had to put a disclaimer on this because I thought I was coming up with these charges.
Deterrent. If that's not the case, I'd be happy to revisit it. Or if you'd prefer, I speak to EMS and then we go forward with this.
I think the most benefit we're going to get out of passing something is maybe a slight like they care about us, morale boost, recognition type deal.
Well,
But I really don't know what's going to happen.
To follow up on that, I mean, how many EMS are typically on duty at a time?
It depends. During shift 2 is when we have the most, and it can be anywhere from hell. On a good day, I think I've seen like 15 of us.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Okay.
but Kiki and Veronica did a huge hiring wave. And we've got a lot of people, and I know that they've been doing interviews again, bringing people in. So, you know, we pretty consistently have probably around 6 to 8, you know, during each shift. A third shift, of course, is where we struggle. Always has been. But even then, we get, I don't know, 4 to 6 on a good day. So
yeah, I'm cool with revisiting then. That said, if this went to a vote, I would definitely vote this through.
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, that's
like
a good way
I
to
get
put it.
I
I
get
get
the
you.
reasoning. I do, and as EMS, I do thank you for all of that. But if they're not getting caught, there's really nothing that. I mean, I would rather just see the ego act slap them in the face, honestly.
Yeah, but ego act would be 3 times that they get caught, which is in itself hard.
Yeah.
At the very least, I do think that, you know, if Crane, if you're already doing this, then fair enough. But I do think anything serialized from the hospital or an armory should essentially be classified as government equipment in a general sense, whatever that may be.
I think that it sometimes is the right answer for us to hear from a problem from a council member, discuss that problem, and then encourage and facilitate conversations with people we think could address that problem better than us. I don't
agree.
think this problem is solved by us, to be quite honest. I just don't. I think that Max's idea of going back to the hospital and having some frank conversations about what can be done with like training or doubling up or any idea that might work, I think is infinitely more productive than us trying to legislate something that we're not even catching people for in the first place.
Yeah, I can talk to our command and see if they're taking steps. Because I mean, honestly, at this point, I mean, with as often as it's happening, they should just be instructed not even to leave their ambulances if they don't see anybody needing help right away. I'm just gonna keep it real.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I don't want to hold up too much on this one, but if that's the consensus, that's
But
totally
if it
fine.
continues to be a problem, then we can always just readdress it.
Okay, understood.
So 0 people have been caught doing this.
Correct.
Ego Act requires 3 for what, a hut, right?
Yeah, they're both. So it's 3 and 5. They both
5.
will be.
Is it 3 within 30 then?
It's
Yeah.
within
Because
30, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Are you signed in as a cop, Nakota?
Yeah, I am.
Can you tell me how many people were arrested in the last 8 hours? I mean, arrested too, no traffic citations.
It's not. Why do you keep saying an inside job? Oh my god. Why to get so quiet?
You know, I told that Archie guy like a month ago to stop calling it the council, the Civilian
The
Oversight
cock?
Council.
Yes.
So did
But
I. So did I.
he
Same.
loves calling it cock, and because he's a juvenile. And he just refuses, and people are getting it confused. I'm like, it's too confusing, please.
I told him straight up, I was like, there's no way it's getting renamed. Like
Yeah.
when it was like Oh my god! During that first week when he would not shut the fuck up about it.
He is very committed to running for it.
You know who he told me
was that
what
the
Lord of the
guy
Rings
yesterday?
character was? He told me he was Gollum, so I feel like he is not a trustworthy person. Like,
It
who
looks like
chooses
8
Gollum?
Max.
Like,
Sorry.
you can't resist the ring
Nice.
of power?
On an hour?
You
That's
want to
pretty good.
rename it already? No, listen, just
Okay. So revisit, I guess. / hope the ego act kicks in.
Like I said, I'll talk to command and see if they're doing anything, and then if this continues, then I can always reach out to y'all and say that we've got to do something.
Okay. Next. Malton, you have anything to present?
I'll be honest. I don't have anything specific, but I will throw it out here for consideration. Murphy Braun sent me basically an additive thing from last week's legislation. He was pitching a charge about like possession of classified information. I think it's interesting.
I was bringing that up to you. You stole my thunder.
Okay, well, yeah, he sent it to a lot of people. Okay,
yeah, he emailed it. He sent it to a lot of people.
Okay, all right.
I mean, if we want to discuss it, we
So he
find.
sent it to you?
He sent it to
Yeah.
3 people. Yeah. I'm on the fence about it. I don't know if that's ever going to come. I don't even know how you would enforce that other than it falling into your fucking lap. Same thing with the EMS thing we just talked about. It's another charge in the penal code. So I'm welcome to hear opinions on it, but I'm real on the fence about possession of classified information or whatever it ends up being called.
I mean, I'll just say this right now. So when Jesse Adler kidnapped us, Max and myself, one of the things that they did was steal our phones. And she definitely looked through my texts, which probably included privileged information, which really stresses me out personally. And I'm a little bit biased because I have a personal experience with this, where like I kind of wish there had been a harsher punishment for doing that. But it is like you said, Lance. It's like unless you fall into it, right? Like, how are you gonna?
The other thing, as far as like harsher punishment, I guess this is this was a general issue that came up with. Obviously, Siobhan, I'm not specifically targeting you with this, but it could a harsher punishment be a civil court for for punitive damages to punish them monetarily at least, as opposed to criminal charge or extra
The damage
time.
is already done with privileged information at that point, and I feel like deterrence is better as a more helpful factor.
True. Big true.
Like,
Yeah,
if we're
I
going
agree
to
with that.
right, if we're going to civil, it's already the
You can't
damage, the
unsee
privilege.
it.
You can't unsee the privilege information. Damage is already done. I think deterrence is more beneficial so that people know that their privileged information is kept safe,
I think
Yeah.
confidential.
I think I could agree with that, but then this charge would have to be a felony because people aren't going to give a fuck about a misdemeanor.
I agree.
True.
I mean, if we're going with the deterrence argument, I could see the logic in that, but yeah, my only thing, it'd have to be a felony to disqualify people from the privileges that
True.
comes with.
The next thing, this law seems potentially this charge seems potentially very difficult to write. So I would like to defer to the resident expert, Chief Justice Alan Crane, for his thoughts on this matter.
Sorry, I was combating ignorance on Twitter.
Oh,
I'm gonna need a refresh real quick.
Possession of classified information. How would you
the
even
Murphy
word
thing.
that? Yeah.
Yeah.
That was my issue with it when I considered it at first, because I was trying to hypothesize, like, if I was a cop, what would classify, and how would I articulate it to a judge and say this is government information? And is it a per se charge where the person doesn't need to know it's government information, or do they need to know, right? Because what happens if you just like pocket wipe a lawyer and you take their client notes? Does that mean that you're guilty of the charge, or do you have to like, attack a cop and steal their investigation report book? So I'm not really sure.
Well, I'll say the example I gave was like when Jesse Adler kidnapped me and went through my phone and definitely looked at privilege information. Kind of fucked up, and the damage is already done once the privilege information has been seen. You know what I mean? Like, civil court isn't a good redress.
Let me see if he provided a definition here. It is unlawful to possess information protected under legal or medical privilege and confidentiality, which includes mobile phones, SIM cards, notebooks, etc. Does not include proprietary business information. So basically, the way Braun pitched it, in the email to me at least, is it's like any other possession charge. You're possessing something with the information in it. Doesn't matter if you actually read it or not. Doesn't matter if you knew it was or not. That it'd be privileged. The other issue I have with charges in terms of defining it is, then cops would have to look at the privileged information to know that it's privileged. And that's the other. That's why I said, like,
Yeah.
I'm okay with the charge in like a vacuum, especially if it's a felony. I just have no fucking idea how it's going to be worded or enforced. I mean, this goes
Seems
back
like it
to
might be a little tricky.
this goes back to you, Siobhan, because are you okay with cops investigating the privileged information to determine if it's privileged? You know, to push that charge.
Right. Fuck. It's kind of a catch-22, isn't it?
Damn, that's the Achilles heel, isn't it?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is unless you do make it per se and say anything, if you have something belonging to a government employee, congratulations, you're guilty. But I don't think that's a good route to go with this law.
Yeah. Fuck. That is such a catch-22 because I wouldn't want them to. I would want. I would want a judge, right? To probably. Oh fuck.
Like, I'm gonna be busy on Wednesday.
I have to think on that one more. I have to think on that.
I guess in that sense, are we okay then with tabling this so everyone could chew on it? Bring it up next week because Cantor may have some input here since it deals with medical stuff.
I think that would also be relevant.
Yeah, I agree. Let's table that a week.
Can I ask one question?
What,
I can get clarity from other people at least. On it?
Go ahead.
Is so if someone was going to be charged with it, Siobhan, is there no onus to prove that they knew the information was privileged, or is it just it was, therefore it is?
Under Murphy's. Sorry, go ahead. I don't want to speak.
I'm just gonna give my example.
Yeah.
Jesse Adler was literally texting me screenshots of going through my texts.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like I had proof in the pudding of her going through my shit.
I think I do understand, but my question is more like, did she know what she was looking at was privileged information?
I actually say it in text.
Airing
I actually
everything
say
out?
no, she had to know because I actually say in my texts just for like to make it easier if anything was ever subpoenaed so the judges could look through it easier. I always say before privileged information, the following text is protected by attorney-client privilege. So
does everyone do that though? Because I know
I don't know. I think that
do.
should be a best practice. That's probably a best practice that DOJ should yeah.
All right. I'm not.
Lance,
yeah,
can you
I'm
put
not
that in
trying
the
to nitpick,
DOJ
I'm just
document somewhere?
Curious, honestly.
Put what in there? Sorry.
Something about best practices of like if you're going to text privilege information, like put a precursor that
no
it's
government workers.
The following
no
texts are
criminals.
protected by attorney-client privilege, sort of thing.
Yeah, I'm sure I could
I think
throw
that's
that
just
in
a good best
somewhere.
practice.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
In the meantime, I threw up a city council document. I cannot add a tag. If Craner and Dakota can do that, it's just called criminal. Oh, sorry, wait, it's a DOJ doc. Now it's a city council doc. Criminal possession of privileged information. If people want to spitball on there throughout the week, fair enough.
Ooh.
Wait, what am I looking at?
So in the 3, 4, 7, 6, this is how this conversation started. Is Braun essentially sent a request to, I believe it was myself, Crane, and Siobhan, And this is just verbatim what he said. So this is Braun's proposal, basically. And if people want to like throw comments on there throughout the week after thinking about it, talking with others, et cetera, et cetera. That's all for me this week.
Cantor, Philippa. Oh wait, she's not here. Alan Crane, Chief Justice, the Venerable One.
Yeah.
Do you have anything you wish to present?
Let's see. Oh yeah, I got something.
Okay.
This was kind of interesting. What do y'all think about loans?
Boo. private loans, okay.
But here's the thing.
Ugh.
Let's say Max, you get a private loan from Michael, for $100,000, and then you go out and use that money, like get a car, and you're like, I'm gonna use this car to rob every bank in the city. I'm gonna pay back my loan, and then you get caught robbing every bank in the city because you're a shit driver. Again, hypothetical. And you can't pay back Michael, and you're broke because you eaten all those PD fines. If Michael then comes to me, Alan Crane, says, here's my contract, it's approved, it's signed by a lawyer and all this, I want my money. How do I get Michael his money?
I threw my spitball up, or I bumped it up to a city council doc just so everyone could see 3470.
Okay.
Wait.
Hello, approval helpline.
Bump.
Oh my god.
What did you bump it up from?
It was a DOJ doc, because Crane had said this discussion has come up in the DOJ before, so I had a DOJ doc going with just spitballing ideas to start to work all this bullshit out.
Archie, that's when you say, I'm sorry, I'll call you back later.
Oh god, my PTSD.
Dude, the arrogance with which former loan bosses spoke to me when I was running for mayor, and they were telling me about their past visit. Yeah, man, I had 10 supercars and 7 houses, and I had $10 billion in the bank.
Oh my god.
Yeah, because
Was
this,
that Marlowe?
Hold on.
Yeah.
Must have been Marlowe.
It was.
Max, did I ever tell you
bailed
about
out
my
bad
warehouse?
loans.
No.
Oh god.
Oh, boy.
All right, so before the financial collapse, when money was like, just fucking everywhere, I was watching some Glenn Beck, learning the good ways.
God.
And he was talking. He makes some damn sense. He was talking about how you can't trust the government, which I agree with. And he said you can't trust the government because the goddamn monetary standard is bullshit. It's all made up and it's not real. And the only thing you can trust is gold, right? I was like, that makes fucking sense, right? Gold standard.
True.
So I fucking took all my millions of dollars. I had like $3.5 million, and I bought a warehouse for $1 million, and then I converted the rest of my money into gold.
I remember that.
And all the gold that I ever seized from people's houses when we foreclosed on them, I just threw it in a warehouse. I had like a mountain of gold. It was like $2 million worth of gold.
How would you get gold?
Scrooge McDuck status.
So
Gold
believe it or
panning.
not, 5 years ago we actually had a gold rush. It was like fucking.
Yeah.
It was
That
like
was crazy.
Frisco, like centuries ago. It was fucking like people were making thousands and thousands of dollars gold panning.
We lost Scarlet Winters to the gold
Progressive
pan.
conversation.
We lost a lot of people.
We lost a lot of people to the
there
gold
was so
pan.
much
Yes.
there was so much gold in this city's water that people were gold panning in the reclaimed water used city fountains out front of City Hall.
Oh my
The
god.
poop water
God.
incident
What the
was a thing
fuck?
too.
There were
Scarlet was
people
so
panning
bad.
for gold in the South Side sewers, Max. It was
Yeah.
Yeah, the
everywhere.
There
runoff.
used to be
Yeah.
gold panning parties up in the rivers and the mountains. It was
Oh my
great.
god, we had a court case gold panning in like the little lake by Mount Gordo once.
Oh yeah,
nobody could
Serge
stop
told me
gold.
about that.
Yeah, nobody could stop gold panning.
Oh, I
Yeah.
remember people started making so much money though that some people actually stopped robbing banks and just started robbing gold panners. It was
Oh
wild.
yeah.
Yeah, that was the thing.
McGregor did that often. He always robbed
He
gold
literally told
panners.
us in the cells once. I said, "Why are you robbing like 15 gold panners every day?" And he's like, "I make almost 200K when I rob a gold panner if I get them at the right time."
Yep.
Oh my god.
So yeah,
Yep.
anyway,
wild.
point being,
You're
well,
dragon from Dungeons and Dragons. That's the point, right?
yeah, it was, and I had some crazy shit in there. I had a statue that was like an onyx panther that I found in someone's warehouse next to an RPG that was like magma hot.
Oh my god.
I had like a mask from some kind of Eyes Wide Shut like secret island party. I had some crazy
Oh
shit
my
in that
god.
warehouse. Anyway,
Huh.
what the fuck were we talking about?
Loans.
Loans.
Just, I'm just
Oh,
imagining you as
that's
Smug.
right, loan. Sorry, I'm, you know, it's that,
3470.
what's that called? Afternooning?
Sundowning, Crane.
Sundowning. That's right. Yeah, that's the one.
I've been telling you to take your
I know
meds,
I'd get there
Crane.
eventually.
Yeah.
That's why I got you smart folks to prompt me. City 8.
Yeah.
So loans, I don't know. My conclusion from the judges is there probably should be collateral, and we should not honor loans without collateral, because
Yeah.
we could like take everyone's dollars from their bank account. We could seize their vehicles and shit. But if they don't have any assets, what am I supposed to do? Just print money? I ain't fucking
I don't think you need a collateral. I think that's on the loan provider for writing a bad loan at that point. I think.
So
Well, okay, but we
Mhm.
need to make guidance that, because right now, and I've been very clear in the past, that the right to contract between true parties is like a uniquely American ideal that should, exist, in eternity, right? So I'm not a big fan of telling people that and then also telling them, oh, you should have known I wouldn't enforce your contract. I think we should give them a heads up and say, here's the parameters of
Yeah,
when
I think
we will
that's
enforce
fair.
it.
I think if you want to keep the spirit of making whatever contract you want, send them to zero, right? But the state isn't going to cover your bad loan. The state's not going to bail you out like it did in the past.
So as far as the collateral and whatnot, I know one of the big issues that we used to run into was that people would take out the loans to buy cars, which would be the collateral. However, then they would sell the car before the loan was paid off and use that money to buy a different car.
Yeah, but we can go after them and trace that shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Because, yeah, that's the thing is that, like, when I would,
I'll tell you what, that case never came in front of me, because if it did, we would have gone down the chain and found where the money went.
Okay. Yeah, because, I literally had a knife held to my throat because I defaulted a loan because they sold their car.
Oh my god.
Sedans.
And I was like, all right, well, I'm defaulting your loan. So then they came to where I worked and said,
Why didn't you let me get away with it?
Yeah.
I like to think these guidelines are a pretty fair starting point.
As long as
you drafted something already.
Yeah.
I'll take a look at
3470 Crane report in the city council doc.
As long as the people
Alright.
distributing them don't give themselves loans, because that was a problem.
Lawyer,
It's not state
process.
money. This is all
Yeah.
P2P,
Yeah,
like
it's-
private to private.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just checking. Just checking.
Trust me, if there's anybody that's been submitting a business proposal, I had somebody who wanted a business proposal for a loan company, and they just wanted, a $10 million state grant, a small loan of $10 million.
You guys would not
Jesus
believe
Christ.
the dumb pricks that have come to us expecting
10
like
million?
Oh,
buildings-
trust me,
Millionaire.
I am very well aware.
Oh my
of
god,
what
man!
you're dealing with.
And the fucked up part is, like, maybe it could have happened in the past. If their idea was truly good. We don't have the ability to do half of what was possible before the collapse.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucked.
That's why I keep telling
A
people.
lot of that is coming soon, by the way.
Cool.
Today I think I shot you an email about that.
Wait, did you? When?
Ooh.
Yeah, like earlier, before you woke up.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah, that is tight. Will I be able to see that?
I'm gonna talk to them about that.
Sick. Okay. By the way, after this council meeting, we're gonna do a town hall if anyone wants to stick
Cool.
around.
Yeah.
And
we should do it in the large courtroom so I can't get shot.
You know, that's a good point.
Good idea.
That's a good
Yeah, great
idea.
point.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, sick. It'll people can ask us questions and people can submit business proposals to us. It'll be sick. So what's the final verdict on the loan guy? I mean, look, I'm gonna be the first guy to admit it. I'm not educated enough to make like a good decision on this. I will say I like Crane's idea of there needing to be collateral. And
100%.
of course the understanding that the state will never bail these motherfuckers out. Like,
well, that's why I don't think there needs to be class. I think we should encourage, people to be idiots with loaning out their money too, for lack of a better word. You know, if you want to loan out all your money without collateral or without guarantee, that's also your right as a citizen of this state.
But when you take a loan, right? When you, I'll say this as a lender, when you lend out funds, right? You're not just, it's not guaranteed money back. You are also taking what? A risk that they don't pay it back. That's the risk you took on. That's lending risk.
Yeah, I think if you want to be omega risky and not have collateral and as part of your terms, hey, that's your choice as a citizen making this contract.
Why do I feel like doctors and EMS are about to get a lot more busy?
I mean, maybe.
Job security is always good.
True. Very true.
I mean, I completely agree with what's said here. I think the one guiding principle is the state is not bailing anyone out. You know, the state may facilitate things or work with, or the DOJ may work with people in terms of collections. But if someone has to go bankrupt, hey, you get more than that.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I mean, there's plenty of people out there that want to do this. I've seen people, and people have come to me about this as well,
Yeah,
asking
sure
for my
has.
advice. And I mean, again, if they understand that it is a risk that they are taking and that they will get no federal backing, then
I think anyone who gives out a loan without collateral is insane.
True.
But on that note, I don't think that should be a legal requirement. We shouldn't be hand-holding people who want to start up loan ventures.
I will say, I think if there's any breach of contract, like civil cases or whatever, those should just be handled by the judiciary on a case-by-case basis.
Absolutely.
Okay, so they would go to a civil trial if someone is not getting paid back what they were.
That's what I put in my spitball.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
mean,
Okay,
yeah, collections would just go to the DOJ, and a judge would set terms, if any, be it lump sum payment plans, seizure of assets, etc.
So, question. I don't think I've heard the L word spoken by a single person unless prompted. Like, who's been coming to you about defining this?
So this has been, I've been talking to one person in particular, Bjorn. He has been interested in starting a loan company for a while because he's observed that it's been happening kind of under the radar, just like on the streets, like people just like signing a contract with each other, sometimes not even with a lawyer, and kind of just enforcing
I've seen people advertising the yellow pages too.
Enforcing how you would,
Yeah.
right? Like on the street, just assuming that your rep is going to protect you or whatever. But he is now concerned coming to me over the last several weeks. We've been having conversations. I promised him I'll bring it to the judges. I did. And now I'm bringing it to y'all because I do think it's only fair to people to clarify this because it's been such a contentious issue in the past.
So proud of Bjorn, dude. What the fuck?
Yeah, I just think if people are giving out loans, they need to be more understanding of lending risk, and if they're not aware of it, then they weren't affluent enough of an investor to actually take on that risk.
I also think that's
Yeah.
what
That's their own
attorneys
fault.
that's what attorneys are for.
Yeah, that is
If
what attorneys are for.
you know, if they're going through the right processes, you know, if the DOJ puts out these guidelines, the attorneys will see them, and that's part of their
Yeah.
due diligence with their clients.
Wait, what's the
Totally.
alternative?
Well, if they're doing like under the table shit, you know.
No, I mean like, what are we debating back and forth? It sounded like you guys were saying like a but. What was the but?
I'm still going back to my whole like collateral not being required. Just
yeah, 1,000%.
okay.
I don't think we need to require it. I'm saying the only way the DOJ will honor the full value of the loan is if there is collateral. So you can take a risk and you can loan something, but you just need to know that if the person ends up broke, that the government's not going to bail you out, which is what Siobhan's point is about being a savvy, lender.
I put this kind of at the bottom towards the general spitball crane because I'm not sure how the DOJ or this council would feel about it. But what about seizure of assets that aren't listed as collateral? Like I write a loan for 10K, right? The person defaults on it. They don't have enough liquid assets, but they own a Panto. You know, do you think it's within the state's rights to seize that Panto, auction it off, similar to the VAF system, and use that to pay back the person?
My argument would be that if we put in these basic guidelines, and if your hypotheticals start happening, then we close that loophole by allowing the seizure. But we wouldn't need to do that affirmatively with legislation. It would just be the first time that case ever came up where someone sued and said, I want to take this guy's house even though it wasn't put up for collateral originally. Then a judge would rule on it. And I'll tell you what, if there was a pandemic of people avoiding loan repercussions by just not having any liquid assets, then I assure you the DOJ would make that adjustment.
Yeah, that's you said that you want to avoid finding people into the negative, right?
Correct. So that is not something we're going to lean towards ever.
Because that's something that also needs to be stressed to them, is that, then that's the risk part that Siobhan was talking about, is that if somebody takes out a loan, and then is never seen or heard from again, then that's just money that's gone.
Yeah, well, that's a whole other issue. And don't worry, I explained that to people, I would say, roughly 3 times a week 5 years ago. So I'm sure I'll be there soon.
Oh, God.
That was,
Don't worry about it. That's a whole other topic.
Okay.
All right. So, would anyone have any objections to the edits Molten made?
I mean, are we voting this into legislation, or are we just kicking it to DOJ for policy discussion? I guess that's my
What do
first
you guys
question.
think? I could publish this as a state announcement, as a DOJ advisory that's in the public MDT, and then I could refer Bjorn to it and other lenders, or I don't know. What do you guys think?
I like what you said. I actually like the idea of an advisory for people so that they're aware of like their own inherent risks that they're taking on.
Okay. Well, anyone not like the advisory idea?
No, I'm down. It seems all right to me.
Cool. Okay, I'll go ahead and make it an advisory right now.
Yeah, and these guidelines are really good, Lance.
Let them alone.
I'll let you guys finish your edits that you're making.
Do you have
if you
anything
want
else
me,
to
I'll do a
present?
quick proofread before I do it.
I do a quick proofread. I cross out the thing that the future proofing you said that the courts could handle. If you want to make any other changes, fine. But then otherwise, you're just good to probably bump this to a back to a DOJ doc, and then I could add it to the DOJ master list.
Were we on Crane presentations or Molten presentations? I forget.
Crane.
Oh, wait, we were on Crane. Do you have anything else you want to present, Alan?
I am just advising again that the penal code will be always a moving goalpost, and the judges and I are going to probably start having some conversations. We've already had one about a week ago about an overhaul and rebalance of fines and times across the board, because some of the things we've been doing as the council are disparate
Excessive
in
spelling.
approach and nature to what already existed, and so
Mhm.
the DOJ may embark on kind of a like a merging of the two points of view to create a more understandable penal code. So just
Oh,
advising
yeah.
that is something we're going to look at in the coming weeks. But in terms of actual legislation, no, the
Yeah,
only thing
that's
I had
why
was
there
the
has to
loan
be a
stuff.
lawyer.
Edo, you got anything you want to propose?
No, not right now. Thank you.
Okay, Mike.
Yes.
My man,
I
Big
got
M.
I got a few things. So first of all,
You and your
okay,
acronyms.
my fucking MDT.
Oh,
Do we
no.
care about the fucking charge
summary.
for
You just
using
misspelled
your
summary.
like failure to signal? I know it's a stacking
Oh.
charge, but do anyone ever signal?
I do.
That's always
do?
going to stand only because it is the ultimate deterrent to people being complete shitheads. I don't know how familiar you are, but there's a cop named Matt Rhodes, and I've had several of his bench trials. In fact, I saw one just the other day in the MDT that was a doozy. Matt Rhodes ticketed the same guy 3 times in a row, 10 minutes apart each time.
Right.
For speeding, and then a lesser speeding charge, and then eventually unauthorized parking, because the guy finally got so mad he got out of his car and walked away and parked it, but parked it illegally. And one of my favorite Matt Rhodes bits is where he gets somebody, he pulls them over, and then they get really like sassy with him and call him a shithead, dumb cop, and all this shit.
Right.
So then when he tells them they're free to go when his lights are off, he waits, and then they don't signal when merging back onto the road, so he pulls them over immediately and gives them failure to signal. And if we got rid of that charge, I wouldn't get to enjoy those bench trials, which I'm sorry, Michael, but that's almost as good as cigarettes.
That's fine. If we want to keep it there for road specifically, I'm fine. I just wanted to double check.
He is the only person I've ever seen give that charge.
Yeah, that's
Same.
why I was kind of asking, because I feel like even cops are not signaling. So but if we want to keep it
And
for road
nobody,
specifically,
and nobody gets charged except for people who are just being complete shitheads. So
all
Yeah.
right, yeah, that's fine. I'll remove it. It was just to bring it up.
no,
and tell
I
you, like,
agree with you. No one uses it. No one gets charged for it, but I just like it in there just to enable that.
Yeah. All right. Another thing was, you know how we give 20% off for G6 employees?
Yeah.
Do we want to do
Oh,
that
did
for
we agree to do that?
Yeah, I believe so.
Oh,
What?
Did we not?
For police department?
We
No,
did
no,
not.
G-
Okay, we did not publish that we were giving 20% off. What we agreed on was that we were going to just evaluate people as they came in, and if somebody comes in a G6 uniform, professional, very respectful,
Mhm.
I instructed the clerks and the judges just give them 20% off. Don't say anything about it. Just do it.
Okay.
Because they don't,
yeah.
it's more so it's incentivized just to be a good, respectful person, not capitalize on a discount.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I got
come
it.
in demanding shit. Yeah.
I
And
was
so
gonna.
I'm the
oh,
same for PD. If PD comes respectfully and all that, and they're participating and
Yeah, I
speaking
was
well
gonna
to the clerks,
suggest
then
that.
I'm down for that. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, I was
Anybody
just that
not
was
okay with the discount for PD?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You're not okay, Mix?
No, I'm okay with it. I said,
Oh,
yeah.
you are okay. Okay, I got you. I said anybody not okay, and you said yeah, and I was like,
Oh.
Oh, I missed that part.
all right.
yeah.
He asked the
sounds
question in the
okay.
negative, so it made it weird to answer.
Yeah,
It's,
my bad.
Don't worry about it.
My
It's
fault.
fine. It's cool.
So
Thank you, Bill.
another thing, I don't know if this goes specifically to you, Nakota, but apparently it seems like PD is very clumsy in terms of cleaning up after people getting a license. And just cleaning up in general. I know Lovesick has been asked to get removed from PD, and he's still hired at PD.
You want me to
Wait.
fire him right now?
What's he getting fired for?
Oh, he left.
He
He
quit.
He quit.
Yes.
Why?
Yeah, it was an
I
incident.
can fire him right now. You want me to fire him?
I believe he quit already, so he shouldn't really
Yeah,
be
if
there.
he's not in, if
He
he's still in
shouldn't have
there,
to-
you can
yeah.
remove him if you can, Chief Justice. Otherwise, I have to wait for someone who has access to the MDT on that level to start removing people.
Yeah, his shit's gone. I'm doing it right now.
Right, there you go.
Ooh.
But that seems to be a general concern, is that I'm assuming, Crane, and correct me if I'm wrong, when you get hired at PD, you also do get a weapons license by
I do keep telling Dakota
default?
about this.
The
Yes.
weapons license you get by default for PD. We've clarified with this PD. It's in their announcements and
Yep.
is their official policy. That does not count for a civilian gun. If they
No,
want a civilian weapons license, they need to get a second weapons license tag and pay the fee.
Yes, I do. That wasn't. It wasn't
Oh,
that so much.
sorry. Go ahead, my
The
bad.
concern is that the PD is not good at cleaning up after people. So there is people that had a weapons license when all they needed was access to PD. I believe the example was that somebody was going in for a meeting. They needed the keys, and in that process, they got a weapons license, and then it was never removed. Not that I'm saying that people will go in and buy equipment, but it's a bit of a concern that these tags are not getting removed.
Currently, that would be a Slacks, Turner, and possibly Barrick issue. If I believe they would be the only three who could handle that sort of cleanup.
All right, I'll take it. I'll take it up with the.
I can also, if I see them first, I can communicate that as well.
Yeah, they need to be a bit proactive. Not that I think that people would do it, but I feel like I've heard that somebody got fired or laid off, but he had his license still and did some dumb shit.
Oh, for heaven's
Yeah, I've
sake.
talked to Slacks about that several times. I'll talk to Barrick again. I'll make sure it's a priority.
All right.
Because the last I heard with both Gregory Johnson and there's another person, I forget who, but both people had an issue with understanding the bounds of the weapons license they were issued.
Oh,
and then
River.
also it not being removed. Thank you, River, and it not being removed immediately.
Yep.
So I will reinforce that with Barrick. That's
Yeah, what are we doing about Junos?
Oh yeah.
Well, that's a good question. I have no issue with Have you guys bought civilian licenses?
We bought a marriage license. That's about it.
Okay, but nobody in here has bought a civilian gun license.
No.
No.
Oh.
Okay. So here's something I have to bring then. Should Juno's weapons license and the rest of ours, because they were given under the auspices of beta testing this thing, be only preserved if we pay the license fee, and thus Juno's would be removed because she would need to apply just like anyone else. However,
why don't you just remove it?
For what?
Yeah, just remove it, man.
That's not how that works.
Why not?
Because I am Alan Crane.
Man,
I am not Maximilian Thoroughbred. I do not have a face tattoo, young man.
I hate her. I do not want her to have conveniently. Oh no, my gun got robbed. Come on, man. Fucking Jesus Christ.
What?
Oh no, someone planted a gun on me. Come on, man. Jesus.
Yeah,
Christ.
I mean, we hear arguments like that a lot, but I do get what you're saying.
Yeah. Hey, I never said the oh no, that gun was planted on me thing.
I know. I'm just pointing out that you were too eager to pardon that person, so you're not wanting me to vilify Juno
based on shoddy police work.
Look, I have my own thoughts about that whole thing with Juno. I think they probably align with yours, and that it's very clear that she probably just gave a gun to someone and made up a story. But I can't just pick and choose when I remove for that suspicion. That would create a lot of problems.
Shit, I don't think I have the money to buy one right now.
You need a loan, Max? You got collateral?
We're debt free. We're debt free.
You got collateral, Max?
Yeah, collateral.
We are debt free.
We got a house.
That's enough. Hey, man, I'll give you a 35K loan for a house, Max. That's collateral.
You would be a loan shark, Mullen.
Yeah.
You embody a loan shark.
You just need one of those Bluetooth earpieces.
He does have that energy.
A little bit.
What was that? What was that, Green?
Bluetooth earpiece,
Oh god, that's all he's
Swindlers
missing.
always have a Bluetooth earpiece. It's just like their fucking uniform.
All right, let's just leave it as it then, because I don't have the money right now.
All right, sounds good. That's what it is.
Jesus Christ.
Bro, I can't afford that shit right now. I'm gonna be real.
Well, in that case, do I have the thing for you? The legit legislation. It is at the end of the day, it's an exit
If
bonus.
you
So
tell me you want to build a spaceship, I'm kicking your ass out of this room, Michael.
no,
my
that might be
God.
down the
Nobody
road. I
has
don't
a
have the money
spaceship.
for it.
Please, no, not
I do have a
again.
spaceship. Yeah, that's true.
He already has one.
All right, continue. Fuck.
So the legit legislation is basically it's an exit bonus. When we're done with our term, we will get a certain amount of money, and that's basically it. There is no, I haven't put any specific amount in because that is for this discussion. And obviously, if people are for or against, yeah, it is
Hey,
a.
wait a second. This says elected.
I think that should be changed.
Yeah, but I feel like that it's also.
Hey, wait
Yes.
a second.
Because I think we're all
This
conflicted.
this
as
says you
fuck
have to
on
leave
this.
your position.
Oh, it doesn't, did I?
Oh, he's making an edit real quick.
Is it complete even if you get reappointed or reelected?
It is the right now. The way I have it right now is that it's the complete.
Yeah, Hardcastle did do that.
90
well,
days.
kind of.
Again,
He
we can
just kind of
discuss
wanted
this,
to
but for
reward
now,
people.
that is what I put it. It is
Alright.
for the elected people, and you have to do your entire term. Meaning that if somebody leaves in the middle of a term and somebody else get appointed, they will not get that bonus.
You know, this is the beautiful thing about America.
What?
Is if we build a spaceship and steal $200 million,
right?
It's like embezzlement, all these nasty words.
Mm-hmm.
But if we all vote to reward ourselves for being hard workers and such great people, that's like democracy.
Exactly.
Meritocracy, even.
That's why this is great.
Are we altruistic enough to have this not go into effect after our term if it is voted in?
You know what?
That's what I thought.
No.
This has a
okay,
sunset
all right.
clause at the completion of Alan Green's tenure.
I to be fair, I think I understand the deterrent for sure, like or the deterrent on corruption at least.
Yeah, no, all jokes aside, I think it is.
Michael, you have
It
this
is a
in
good
tandem.
incentive.
You had this in tandem with the Trump legislation, right? As like the incentive against corruption, and this is like a reward for not being corrupt, right? Like incentivizing ethical behavior.
This is the carrot, the other is the stick.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's the other thing. Yes, I do have the Trump legislation, which is that if you do get impeached, there is you will not hold a government position going forward for 12. I had it at 6 months, but changed it to 12 months, and then after the 12
Isn't that already
months,
in there somewhere?
is it? I couldn't find it when I looked for
I
it.
could have sworn that I had something in there about.
I thought it was for elected office, not government official, as in like cop, EMS, etc.
I'm looking at impeachment.
Well, it would be in the oath, right?
I didn't see it in the oath.
I thought I put somewhere about
Right, like the corruption.
about
There's
what
guidelines
happens
somewhere.
if you fuck up and like you're like that you couldn't be voted again for a certain period of time. I forget. I think it was like 9 months or something.
Oh, you have it in the Constitution. You have like the articles of impeachment thing, but I don't think it actually has.
Doesn't cover it.
What?
I
Yeah, it doesn't
think.
cover
Maybe we
like
just
what happens
talked about
after.
that. Maybe it never got written down.
Yeah.
It might have been.
All right. Well, you guys want to put something in right now?
I'm all for like the impeachment stuff affecting like any kind of thing that you'd have to vote for, like any kind of the election, this council, et cetera, et cetera. As far as like all government jobs, period. I mean, I'm gonna use Cantor as the example. Is if she ended up getting impeached for financial related crimes, does that deter from her work in the medical field? I don't.
It
think...
says no. So in the writing, it's saying future public office, basically upholding standards of conduct and responsibility.
Oh, if it says that, then yeah, then I agree. Sorry, I read government like officials and thought that included any government employee position. No. Gotcha. All right.
Because if it's I guess any sort of government employment would be any job in that case going forward, since everything is owned by the government. So
fair.
Yeah. It's just any future public office basically position.
So like the 14th Amendment in the continental U.S. thing. No, like right, like they're trying to say that like if you've engaged in insurrection, right, same sort of thing. Like if you've been impeached, you shouldn't hold public office.
I don't know.
What if you get pardoned?
Ooh, I feel like even if you do get pardoned, you should not.
Or an
You
expungement,
should,
right?
if
Either
you,
one.
if you,
Well, this
if you
isn't
get
impeachment isn't
impeached-
like a charge.
Right.
Like,
if
it's not
you
on
get
your
impeached
record.
successfully, you should
Mhm.
not be able to hold public office for a long period of time.
Yeah.
My vote is 9 months.
9 months. That's
Which would be
we can
3
It's a
take-
good middle ground.
Yeah.
It's a good middle ground between 6 and 12.
Hmm.
Fine with me.
Anybody object to me amending the legislation regarding the city council oath to reflect the fact that if you are impeached from a council position, you may not serve for 9 months?
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
So there went. I'm fine with that. Just to clarify here, then there's no review. It's just like it automatically expires and you can run again. Is that what the wording would be?
Do we want to have it
yeah,
out for a
right.
review, or okay? Then in that case,
I think 9 months is long enough that, hey, if you want to run again, good luck. But people are still gonna remember. So
yeah. Do you want to make the changes then, Grin?
yeah, I'm updating the legislation for the expectation of the city council right now.
All right, sounds good.
Do we want to define the number for the legit act?
If people are for it, again, I know. Molten, what was your if we should amend it till next term?
Well, that's the thing. It's traditionally, let's say in other systems, when people vote to raise their own pay, it doesn't go into effect until next cycle because there's obvious conflict there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I feel like with the amount of dumb people going off on Twitter instead of talking to us, I feel like we need a fat check when we leave.
Who's doing that?
Mr. Lang Buddha was one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Lang was
what?
turning up a
What?
storm
What?
yesterday.
Oh yeah.
Lang's on his Karen arc. He wants things that just aren't possible. He's got the impression that things operate the way that they did long ago, when you could embezzle millions and millions and millions of dollars as the mayor, which he probably did when he was mayor. And you could just snap your fingers and assign a building to someone with their cool new business idea, all of which impossible now.
Well, the other person is your favorite, the treasoner. She also went off on Twitter. That was yesterday, though. It's not something you can find now.
Brooke Ruth resigned for a reason, probably.
Yeah,
that's all I have to say about that.
Yeah, no, that's fine. We even had a we heard some people out yesterday, and after they left, they also went to Twitter again. Because apparently we didn't want to hire the engineer from Team Fortress 2 to fix.
Oh my god!
Senior
About that?
Buns.
About that?
That lunatic, yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh my god!
I almost fucking lost my fucking mind. He came up and said, "I think we should hire Team Fortress 2 engineer to fix Senior Buns." I'm like, okay.
What?
Fix what? Fix what?
Apparently everything was broken. I don't
According to
know.
who?
Give him
To
more
him.
hats.
Mm-hmm.
And I told him, if you can find an engineer, then maybe we'll look into it. But other than that, I don't know what you're asking of me. So I also had a guy going in circles saying that the old point system in terms of
Oh god, Cal.
Cow Mal. Yeah.
Yeah.
The old point system, when you get a point for running a red light or whatever, is old and outdated. When
He
this
thinks
motherfucker
he
has,
shouldn't have to wait 30 days.
yeah, he has 25 points that he accumulated over the 30 days somehow.
That is so many.
That is so many.
Literally so many.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they went to Twitter again saying that we didn't listen. It's like,
We literally.
motherfuckers.
No, we
didn't
listened. We
listen. He
just said
didn't
that
listen.
he needs to learn how to drive.
Yeah.
I've personally, because I've been holding town halls since the beginning of my term.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty confident he's come to me and said something about the points thing twice.
He said it to everybody
Yeah.
who listened.
He continuously breaks traffic laws and then doesn't feel like he should have to wait for them to drop off so he can continue to break the traffic laws.
Yeah.
So, and he's upsetty spaghetti that nobody's agreeing with him. So,
Yeah. In general, I just feel like people want to go on Twitter rather than talk to us about their problems and their concerns.
Yeah.
And I feel like we are I'd say we're doing a good job at trying to listen to the people that want to talk and making legislations where we need to make them. Do I think we should wait to make it look good? Sure. Do I think we deserve a bonus for doing the groundwork? Yeah.
Wait, do I get a bonus for making the council?
The same as everyone else would, Crane.
So
Are
Not
you,
great.
are you elected, Crane?
Elected by the state.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, there was a vote. The guy asked himself, "Do I vote for Crane?" And he said yes. And then I won with 100% of the vote.
Well, when is your
Ah,
term
That's
that's
over?
a
crazy.
landslide.
When is the end of your term?
I think it's when the guy rescinds his vote, because then it'd be 0%, right?
It's when he dies, guys.
Hey, don't tempt me with a good time.
Again, it is. I didn't put any numbers, so we can always talk about it if people think it's a bad idea or if we should wait till the next, next term. Then we can also discuss that. But that's why we have this council meeting, right? To discuss that.
Yeah, I mean, all joking and quips aside, I'm simultaneously much in favor of people who are working very hard at this job to be compensated. That being said, I am also very much against anything that would cause the perception that we're, just a bunch of rich men north of Richmond. You know what I mean?
What if we had phrasing in there that whoever the ultimate financial authority, let's just say it's the treasurer, for example, maybe that's for the next council's approving authority to decide. Like they decide on the previous, like how did the previous one do? Are they deserving of a bonus? If so,
I
what?
don't think that's any different.
No, all right.
Because I mean, the next council, what's their POV? Oh, hey guys, we just got elected. Woo, great, we won. What's this? We get the option to award ourselves money or not? Thanks, past council. That's sick. Like I don't think.
Oh no, they wouldn't be awarding themselves
would
money.
be
They would be
awarding
awarding
us.
us money, and then the people after them.
Oh, so we're just creating a pass it on baton thingy.
If you're only worried about perception, Crane, that would solve that. But yes.
Yeah, but wouldn't it just be like you would just keep doing it because then you would hope the next guy would keep doing it?
Once
And it
again,
wouldn't be a
I'm not
marathon?
saying this solves the problem. I'm saying if your issue is public perception, this helps with that. I
don't think we don't have to vote for this. It's like my public perception right now is that people
Wait, what if we
complain.
just have Etta give us all money and we don't tell anyone?
Yeah.
Why would you put that evil on me?
I was just seeing if anyone would go for it.
I'm glad it's not being recorded.
Ain't no way.
Siobhan, you want to explain?
Don't even say
I
that.
was joking.
God.
It's oh my god. I thought you were joking, so I was joking.
Uh-oh. Max, you're awfully quiet.
Because I'm in total support of Michael Simone's idea.
Oh, nice.
I will say in support of this idea as well. I think if we are passing a carrot, it should be at the same time as the stick.
Like, so let me ask this then. What if we just opt our pay in that case, Rain? Like, do we announce that?
We do not typically announce the amount that people are paid. No.
Yeah, but people talk about it so openly that people pretty much have a good idea as to what everybody makes.
Yeah, my point is just that if we don't want to do like an exit bonus, we could always up the pay, and then people wouldn't know about it, right? So it's not. I'm like, my care about public perception right now is not. I don't really care because people don't want to talk to us. They just want to complain.
Welcome to
and
politics.
not give us feedback. Again, I'm not going to try and force this through. I don't really care too much. It was just something
politics.
I came up with. Yeah,
Yeah, I know after the town hall, Murphy had he sent out a tweet about scheduling town halls, but whereas I understand that would make it easier for people to plan to attend, it would also make it easier for shitheads to coordinate attacks on.
I got a question because I was in prison. When did previous mayors typically schedule their town halls?
Very ad hoc, and it was like, hey,
What? You mean they held town hall?
Yeah, right? You mean they held
They
I
did.
don't remember.
Typically, it was it wasn't regularly, if that's what you're getting at, but usually, yeah, once or twice their term. So on average, once a month, there was like a city town hall, and but that wasn't just the mayor, right? That was the mayor's office,
Yeah, it was
the
usually
PD was there, the
PD,
judges
yeah.
were there. Yeah,
DOJ, yeah.
it was definitely an entire city affair.
They were planned ahead, you know,
Yeah.
to give advance notice. However, it pretty much turned into a giant dogpiling of PD bad. You know, this is why I hate the PD. Blah 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 blah. And then it would just go around in circles for hours, and it was just nothing productive.
Yeah, I
Really
got a
came of them.
loophole.
I'm in favor of a pay raise, by the way.
I got a loophole.
What's
All
up?
right.
You could. This is about. I'm not sure. Right now, I'm 48% serious. You could adjust the pay for the city council members for the last day to be whatever you want the bonus to be. So you could just have like we could have a pizza party for an hour where we all
Ooh.
make 50,000 an hour.
I love that. That makes
I
my
hate
liberal heart
everything.
sing.
I feel it
That could work.
feels more sketchy than this, honestly. But
I feel like we should be more transparent, though. I feel like we should be transparent.
This is actually giving me anxiety.
Yeah, I
But I
felt
said
Transparency is the
48%.
best policy.
I said 48.
Transparency is the best
we
policy.
know. Hey,
I
what
feel
about,
worse about this since we started talking about it. I'm gonna be honest.
what about a casual $200 an hour pay raise?
let me do the math on that real quick.
What are we currently at? I don't even
800
know.
I'm at
850.
800.
Was it?
Something like that. Yeah.
So now I have some graphs, okay, and my chief of staff notes. If you want to like pull those out, the state
Yeah, I
account can
saw
definitely
that.
sustain that. Do you see that? The state account can definitely sustain a bump.
Speaking of, how exactly are we supposed to export the bank records? Because my exporting has never worked.
Yeah,
It is being worked on.
Okay.
Yay.
I
'Cause
sincerely apologize.
I had to go directly to the state and have it pulled.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So you can try that too. You know how it is though. Getting a hold of someone.
I'm fine with leaving this one and then just doing a $200 pay raise. If that is what you think is
Agree.
Yes.
Agree.
If it's about the perception, I don't personally care too much, but I get the point. It was just something that I came up with, you know, incentivize that you don't do dumb shit as a mayor or deputy mayor or anyone in between.
$200 an hour pay raise for everyone in this room.
I'm fine with that.
I'll be a nay.
Okay, let's do a vote. Vote on pay raise. How
much is it?
$200 an hour more.
I'm deferring. I'm deferring to the treasurer if it's a financial matter.
What is our current projection in terms of income?
We have a lot.
We have a lot of money, but that's not
Mhm.
really the relevant factor.
Yeah, that's
because the state often has like contracts they would pay for, so they might come calling and tell me that we got to pay for infrastructure development costs
exactly
for the rebuilding, and I gotta
make this larger for you guys.
So I'm not relying on there being a big pool of money there. But we are, as far as, and Eddie can confirm, as far as I know, my last conversation with her and the mayor was that we were doing, very well in terms of tax rate and income and all that.
So what do you think, Etta? For Malton's sake.
Okay, when we gave everybody else raises, we ignored ourselves.
True.
Yeah, true.
So I could say if we gave 100 to everybody else, why not us?
True. Preach it.
So, especially given the amount of verbal abuse that we take and, whatnot, that we do have a higher standard as opposed to everybody else. I mean,
what did Crane say?
I work hard. I work hard, guys.
All right. Well,
I'm glazing
yay,
over
yay
what
for
Crane
me.
said.
Also, yay. Dakota's a nay. Philippa, I guess, abstains since she's not here. Alan Crane.
What's the
To-
vote at?
To yay, nay, yay.
1-1-1. Oh, and
No,
One
it-
yes, one no, one abstain.
No, it's
3
me.
yes.
Me, yeah, 3 yes.
oh,
One no.
you're right. Sorry, we start with you.
Don't do it.
I think
don't do it.
that I think that
My fucking mind isn't in it today, dude.
I am in approval in accordance with a proportionate raise to what we gave to everyone else. So yay.
Yes. Yeah. I'm also yay for that.
Mike,
Yay.
Siobhan,
Oh yeah, obviously.
sick.
6-1-1.
That's a super majority, baby.
All right. So
All right, let me change my notes then.
I will include that as a footnote in the DOJ announcement about changes, but there's no like
1,
legislative piece
2,
for it.
3,
Do I just eat
4,
the
5,
these,
6.
or do I just leave them on the in reports?
Oh,
We
the
can
2 that
leave
you wrote
those
up?
as
Yeah.
Sorry, you're talking about the ones that we didn't approve or whatever.
Yeah, the Trump legislation and the legit.
Hunter on the brain. Honestly, yeah, kind of.
I would say that we could. I mean, I could just make a tag for not approved or something.
Yeah, that works.
Okay, let me make a tag.
As for the last one I got, I think we're skipping that for now. So do not worry about that one. I think that's
Yeah.
all I have.
Sick. My darling, the chief of staff, dost thou have anything to present to thine council?
No, just a heads up that we had looked at kind of like just so people are aware, the ordination program. That's it.
Yeah, it's pretty simple.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people have you know, they hear the word religion, like, oh my god, you know, it's not anything super serious. And I kept it kind of sparse and left the ultimate power to the mayor's office to decide whether or not someone is
Serious about it.
yeah, pretty much. Yep.
Yeah. Have you gotten a lot of interest?
I have gotten, I think, 2 people who are interested in doing it, which, you know, it's for those people, you know, and people coming forward.
I thought
in
we
the
already
future.
did this, didn't we?
Yeah, no. Well,
This is just streamlining what the program, how it's actually how to actually be ordained, right?
Yeah, how it's
we had
being
established it was
implemented.
yeah, exactly, just so that there's transparency.
Yeah, no.
Why don't we just do this as an advisory like we did the DOJ thing?
Well, my wife is bringing it up as a courtesy to everyone here that we've defined the
Oh,
program
perfect.
process.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
do you want me?
yeah.
Do you want me to publish this also as an
Yes,
advisory?
please. Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
Thank you. You got
perfect,
it.
cool.
Yep,
Sorry,
that
I
was
was
what I wanted.
confused. My
No, it's
bad.
okay. It's okay. It was just for so it could be published as an advisory for transparency, so people know what they need to do for the process.
Okay. So this week I actually don't have anything to present.
Whoa.
Yep. So I mean, provided no one else has anything they want to say or do, we're done. Wait, where'd Dakota go?
Can I
He dipped out early, I guess.
might have fallen asleep there?
Oh,
Yeah.
the fucking. Oh, I you know what? I did forget about
Yeah,
something.
Max.
What's up with this bike cop shit? Does anyone know what's going on?
There. Sorry, go ahead. Simone, if you have your.
No, you probably have more insight than I do.
My understanding, Max, I'm sure you'll love to hear this one. This is in response. This is the petty response to. Well, initially it was petty. I don't know if it's morphed into something else. Regarding the, you know, you got to pay your own way. You know, they don't want to front for the engine replacements, et cetera, et cetera. So basically, this is. It started as the gripe against the you know, the initial loan pushback of, well, if we're having to pay for vehicles that aren't our own, then we're just going to use bicycles. And
man, why are cops such pussies, guys?
well, now I think for some of them, they may actually legitimately enjoy it, but that's how it started. It definitely started as like a gripe.
I feel like, I mean, honestly, if look, right, part of the police department restructure and all of the stuff that happened like a week or two ago, is kind of geared toward like morale increasing, essentially. because the number one issue that was cited to my wife and I when we were interviewing cops is retention. You know, so if riding a bike around makes a cop want to get on duty, then fuck it, dude. I don't care. I actually don't care.
Yeah, I think nowadays it's like the people, you know, they didn't protest, but then they actually started to like it, type of shit.
Siobhan, what was the other thing?
Lowering the fine on adoption fraud or adoption fees in
Oh!
general. Lowering adoption fee.
Oh yeah, we talked about that last night.
Yeah, we talked about that last night. Exactly.
Yeah, we want to lower that to 10K.
Is that just to encourage people to actually do it?
Yeah,
Yep.
pretty much. It's too expensive right now. Honestly, we felt this way for probably about like a month and a half now.
So somebody came forward and said they would have done it already, but the cost was exorbitantly high, and that if it was 10,000, they could have done it.
Well, they also kind of went in circles until we actually pressed them about it. So.
Yeah, the other actually, Michael, that was you pressing them.
That's
to get
just
to the root of it.
that's just Saphira. She's like that.
Okay.
Everything else, everything else would stay the same. Like still the high fine, still the limits. It's just the straight certificate costs go down.
So would it be what 10, 20, 40?
10, 20, 30 is fine.
Oh, 10, 20, 30? Okay.
I'm
Yeah,
fine with
fuck
that.
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I might actually do it.
Hmm. Hmm.
Well, one other thing. Did anybody? I heard that Bobby Charles died yesterday.
Nice.
Anyone know if is that true?
That's a victory for humankind.
We're not that lucky.
Didn't he
Not
post
that
his
lucky.
Own,
God
didn't he
damn
post his
it.
own funeral on Twitter?
Wasn't he literally stomping around the town hall?
Oh, that too.
Oh, I
Yeah.
did not see him. All right. It
Yeah,
was. It
he
was really
was
late when I saw
being-
the Twitter post. So
Oh, okay. Maybe it was after.
I'm sure he's fine.
Has anyone actually adopted?
Bobby
think so.
Charles just answered his phone. He is not dead.
Okay. All right.
Oh,
We could
darn.
only have been so lucky.
Yeah.
I did 50% of adoption.
What?
What?
Oh wow.
I disowned my wee bitch son.
Oh wow. Okay. There you go.
Hmm.
My God.
Hmm.
I need to make a master document of adoptions just so it can be tracked.
Says
Crane,
cop.
can you adjust? It seems like we're all in agreement with the adoption costs.
Mm-hmm.
Are you there, Mr. Allen?
I'm writing the advisory for making the edits on the advisory for the loan. Give me 45 seconds.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna make a master document for adoptions.
Oh, this was a different discussion than I just glazed over. Jesus fucking Christ, I'm not in it today. Yeah, he misspoke. So Crane, is it your son or your grandson?
It's my grandson. I just wish it was both.
Okay.
I guess for a general discussion, the civilian oversight board polls close on Wednesday. Are we wanting to like all the 8 in here who end up making it and have them give like a 5-minute spiel, or we just wanting to go off with the names? Like, how are we wanting to do like the 8 trimming to 4 next week?
Ooh.
Shouldn't be one by one presentation, not having all 8
Yeah.
in here.
Yeah,
I think we
that's what I
should
mean.
quantify the qualitative.
I think it was originally discussed that you were going to be doing interviews, like separate interviews, to reduce it down to 4.
Right. I'm just I guess I'm just not wanting to spend 15 minutes with 8 people because that's already like 2 hours there, right? Like
I think that we should make our decision. We should figure out how to structure it once we get the 8 people. I think at the very least we should meet them all in person.
I agree.
And I think that maybe we have like an open panel where we have all 8 of them in the room and we have the resumes, and we as a group can ask questions to any people we want, or none, or all,
Oh, a group interview?
Yeah, just like a group question and answer session to have them sort of back up their shit.
And we could just do
Yeah.
that at the beginning of the meeting, maybe. That way,
Yeah.
people aren't like waiting or whatever.
I'm good with that. I think that'd be good, and then we can, use our own methods to sort of decide who we think the top 4 should be.
So advise the 8 who win the first round basically to either like come in with their resume and we can look
Well,
over
they already
that.
provided
Looks
Oh, they
like
did on their
stuff on the
Trons.
application.
Yep, gotcha.
And they can, we can
Adam
ask them to
Nesiak,
expand
Taylor
or
Wolofi,
change
Ursula,
theirs.
TJ Walker, Owen Svensson,
I think that'll work.
Theodora Sinefro
I don't have a problem with
Thatcher,
that.
Howell Apino,
Okay, both of the advisories are listed. If you guys look
Julia
up state
Sanders,
announcements and
Sonny
reports, can you
Brooks,
see this?
Archie Archer, Hunter Cross, Jamie
Yes.
McQueen,
Cool.
Richard Longmember, Piderman, Chuck Bible, First Temple, Joshua Langdon.
You ready for the changes to the adoption
Silas
policy, Crane?
Moreno, Ivan
Yes.
Silvestrov, Richard Wiggle.
Do you all, as city council members, are you all able to
Stanley
see
Miller,
the
Little Tugs.
the DOJ documents?
Being as this is a
Nope.
Mountain
No.
thing, I could
No, I would have
easily
to
see
be
Hal
signed in as an
being on
attorney to see
there.
them,
I
I
could
believe.
see
State announcements documents
Owen
are
being
viewable
on
from the
there. I could
public
see
and-
maybe
I'm
TJ
talking
and
about
Ursula.
DOJ documents.
Probably be
'cause
like
Yeah, those are internal.
best picks.
Oh wow, this reminds me. I'm just gonna announce this now. I am now Mormon. Just
Congrats.
thanks.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, you watch Glenn Beck too?
I
Is
guess
Glenn
I'm
Beck
gonna
a
start.
Mormon?
Guess I'm gonna
Yes.
start.
Yeah, it kind of makes sense about him now. Yeah, I thought he was dead.
No, he just moved to the internet because the mainstream media is fucking corrupt and they couldn't handle the truth.
Yeah, I always kind of saw him as like a budget Rush Limbaugh. Honestly,
He is a budget Rush Limbaugh.
I don't think you should besmirch his name like that because he's respectful of all peoples.
So,
I'm sorry. I
Dakota
I now
actually
support Mitt
leave?
Romney.
Yeah, maybe he did.
Okay, because
Well,
I don't
he
have
fell
recorded
asleep under
votes
the
for
table
several
and-
things.
Wait, like
Hmm?
I don't know.
What?
Dakota
really
never
just-
walked out of here. He crawled under the table, and we haven't seen him
Yeah.
since.
You should be
Oh.
right outside soon, TM.
oh, okay.
He's doing his best.
Yeah, no, sometimes it happens.
are you able to make the changes to that adoption policy, Crane?
Wait, what changes?
We're changing the fee.
Okay.
Let me know when you're in the document.
What this was filed as legislation.
Mm-hmm.
You remember the title?
Adoption policy, isn't it?
Yep.
Adoption policy.
All right.
You in?
Yeah, what's up? What are we doing?
Okay. First fee 10,000. Second fee 20. Third fee 30.
What is going on with my phone?
All right. Is
with-
the bounty still the same?
I'm in favor of raising the bounty, but I would defer to the treasurer for that.
Well, it's got to be less than 10,000, right?
Yeah, I was thinking
10.
10,000.
We're gonna give all the money for the that would have been paid.
Yeah,
that makes
we'll
sense.
get
Wait, we
For-
not
yeah, the same amount of money as the fee would have been
goes.
goes to that person.
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
makes sense. All right.
What else?
I hate phones. I hate phones. Why can't Sincere
Hold
fix
on.
phone? Please, for the love of God, fix phone. Holy shit, dude. I don't care about heist. Fix phone. I don't care about stupid My Little Pony heist. Fix phone.
I got a oh never mind, this is just a business proposal. Some moron walked up to me and said he needed $3.3 million to start a chocolate factory.
Oh my god.
Willy Wonka?
No, his name was Glenn.
Heck?
Beck? Yeah.
It was not Beck. It was
Oh
just
my
a guy
God.
named Glenn.
Vampire Glenn.
Yeah,
Glenn
vampire Glenn.
Frugal.
Vampire.
Yeah, he's going through a lot.
What do you guys think about choosing a city flower and a city bird? This is like frilly stuff. I mean, I kind of like it, but maybe we'll put out like a poll for people to fill out.
Now, Max,
What the?
you wouldn't want anyone to think you were making laws that don't matter that no one cares about.
Oh,
I don't care.
I don't give a
Brought it
fuck.
forward.
I don't give a fuck, dude. Like the number one complaint I heard about doing mayor work, because I talked to a lot of ex-mayors. They were like, oh my god, it was terrible. I was just doing business related stuff all the time. Oh god, it was awful. I hated it. Ooh,
They knew what they were signing up for.
Yeah.
Well, my point is that I kind of like the added freedom of operating as a council, so that we can flesh out the city of Los Santos. You know, and most people don't know that the on the flag for the state of San Andreas, the state animal is a bear. It's a bear.
Yeah, there was like 30 people who failed that question at a trivia night at Legion Square Park the other night. Like nobody knew.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was a beaver for some reason.
A lot of people
What
don't
the
even know we
fuck?
live in San Andreas.
True.
Yeah,
actually.
that's true.
I got some notes from Jamal. He said, "Hello, I was thinking about more food places. I got some things that I've written down: Mr. Beast Burger, Mr. Beast Burger, Mr. Beast Burger, McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, Mr. Beast Burger, McDonald's, Popeyes, Church's Chicken." And then he said, "Open up a gym so people can get swole. Open up a dating app so people can shut the fuck up on Twitter about their relationship. What is your opinion on legalizing heroin for medical use? Love it. What is it about legalizing cocaine? Love it. What are you doing about the fentanyl crisis? Huh? What about having an octagon in the city and people can fight to the death?" And then we were kind of like, hey, we're actually kind of working on that. And then he said, "When are we going to get a function on my phone like Instagram Live?" And I said, dunno.
Liquid Library actually has a cage for that.
Yeah, they do have a cage.
I told Lilith Folker that I would work on potentially pardoning her for a riot charge that she sustained on January 6th. So I will be putting out feelers for that. I peeped at the docket briefly, and I saw that God, it was either Bobby Charles or Carmine Costello finessed their way out of a riot charge for the same incident. Go on.
So I was gonna say Costello did do to once again shoddy police work. What I heard was there was like some mix up during processing, not all something like that, and basically they had no one on their side who knew the full story to press that charge.
Okay. Well, just so everyone's aware, I did tell Lilith that and she kind of mirrored the same sentiment to me when she came to me when we were holding a town hall the other night, that I would start the process for her. So look forward to, in the coming week, a scheduling via email chain for that. Let's see. I'm pretty sure that's it.
Good
A
shit.
lot. Yeah, I think Cow Mao got public intoxication at our
Wedding.
marriage party.
Yeah, at the reception. Nobody else did.
I told him
At an
to
open bar.
leave when he came. I told him to leave. I was like, bro, listen, you need to get out of here, dog, because they're looking for you.
Is that the speeding ticket guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the guy who always
Yeah,
said
that's the guy.
This motherfucker came and complained about a $70 citation to me.
You throw him up for pardon too?
He asked me to, and I wrote in my notes that I will. I'm gonna go ahead and backspace that though. That's a big backspace for me. I'm looking to. Is anyone familiar with a guy named Greg? How do you pronounce his last name, Siobhan?
Eterno.
Anyone familiar with Greg Letourneau?
I saw that he's been doing those biking events.
Yeah, it's pretty much
Mhm.
done.
That's the
Wait,
only
has
thing
he?
that I
What's
know.
that, Slacks?
Yeah,
What did Max
yeah.
do?
We just started doing those bike racing events. But
What did I do? What?
I don't know what Crane said. Yeah.
I think he was on the phone with Slacks as he was walking out.
Ooh.
Oh.
I'm looking to schedule a pardon for Greg. He's put a lot of work into this. I think that his story needs to be heard. He has put so much work into this, in fact, that apparently he has video testimonials.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Everything okay, Nakota?
You might have to let him out.
Oh. I think he's gonna clean out his ears.
Yeah, maybe.
Welcome back, Nakoder.
Can everyone hear me?
Yeah.
Hi.
Okay, sorry.
Welcome back.
Go sign in, dog.
Oh no, I can do that
He
already.
could duty on.
Yeah.
As a
Must be
cop.
nice.
Must
Must be fucking
Oh, I
nice.
wish everyone could do this. I'm gonna be real.
We've been asking for like 8 years for lawyers to have it, and they won't. I'm still upset. Like we can't sign in at MRPD. It's still like we talked about that once upon a time. It never happened.
I think we're done, guys.
I do have a question.
Yeah, what
I think Juno quickly talked about funding events.
Yep.
But at the same time, I do feel like that is a Pandora's box. I don't know if we want to do anything in writing or do we just kind of want to do it as people like.
That's what I've been talking to Max and I spoke to Siobhan about it
Yeah,
last
yeah, we
night
talked about
too.
this last night.
Warning,
Yeah.
Slacks coming in.
I've been kind of
Hi.
attending a lot of events during different times throughout the day.
Yep.
Just, seeing what is out there and who's putting in, effort and whatnot. And then, also just asking people to keep track of, what they spend so I can have an idea as to, what, they're putting into it. I'm not mentioning, anything above that, but just, that we're interested in supporting it where we can. So I'm just putting my feelers out to get an idea as to what's being spent. And really, I'm just looking to see who's putting in effort and whatnot. So I have a list of people so far.
Are you thinking about an arbitrary cap to these events?
No, just looking to, reimburse, and then maybe give them a little bonus for their time and effort. Per Max's suggestion.
All right. Well,
because we want to promote that.
Yeah, that's the reason. Like, I wanted to promote it, but I also don't want people to be like, "Hey, I got this event."
Yeah, no, I'm not discussing any money. Yeah.
All right.
It's not going to be. It's not. It's I'm not giving them the money first. They have to bring me receipts, and then we reimburse, and then
All right, that works.
Yeah, we love the reimbursing hardworking creative event runners. I made it pretty clear in a couple town halls that I'm like, listen, man, we know that people gamed the system last time, so we're going to be pretty strict on this moving forward.
Yeah, that's why we only give ourselves $100 an hour raise.
200.
Oh, 200. You're right.
200.
Well, I said 100.
Yeah, I thought we agreed on 100, not 200.
I thought we agreed on 200.
What?
No, I said 100.
But
Should
what
we
if
vote
it was
on another
200?
hun- What? Yeah, should we vote on another $100 increase while we're at it?
What about
Wait,
200?
what was the intent of the vote, though? Because sorry, that's a topical.
Wow. You would.
What was the spirit of the?
The spirit of the vote was a proportional pay increase, which is closer to 200 than 100.
Yeah.
True.
That is the
Lawyers
wording
wanna-
I used. I said I would
Yep.
approve anything that was proportional in what we gave other government workers.
They got 150, right? Well, lawyers got 150 raise.
Well, but proportional would be.
I
We
got
round-
say
we-
we're
we round
easily
up
we're
in this
easily
house.
Malton's saying we're easily 1.5x of a lawyer, right, Malton?
I know we are. Well, we're on the old pay scale we were.
Oh, speaking of which,
Okay. Well,
Slacks,
then let me
how-
adjust.
What's the final verdict on paying back that state loan, by the way?
Well, as soon as the chief is being added back to it, we can pay it back. I think we can pay majority of it back for sure.
Yeah,
and
Barrick had reached out to me for the account information.
Do you need
and
a
said that
loan
they
to
could pay it
cover
back.
what the extra that you need to pay
I
back?
don't believe so. I think
Damn it.
the PD will chip in and we'll pay it back.
Hey,
as
why
far
don't
as
you
that.
send me any gun training people, Slacks?
Oh, I want to talk to you about that afterwards too as well.
Oh, do we want to vote on that? I guess
Ooh.
that's an idea I had.
Yeah.
My idea is that in order to encourage more familiarity with PD with the civilians that do have guns, and establish sort of a rapport and hands-on understanding of stand your ground, so that they don't lose a $70,000 investment, making a mistake their first time ever using the gun. That we incentivize PD to offer training classes on firearms, firearm handling and safety, and all that, stand your ground conversation with the officers. And then in addition, we give a discount to the person who agrees to go to that program, and we give PD a kickback on that, some of the money. So they could earn money by training people, and we could have more, peace of mind that people are actually, going into their first gun use situation responsible.
You just wrap that into the 20% discount, right?
I don't know if I ever came up with the exact numbers, but my idea was just to figure out a way to give PD like $5K per person they train, and that's a pretty nominal sum for
A little
peace of
kickback,
mind.
yeah.
I mean, I love that because we don't want a bunch of fucking misunderstood stand your ground cases clogging the docket, do we?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's good to practice, gun safety principles for folks that do carry.
So why don't we do this? Why don't we get like a roster, Slacks, that you got that you can give to the clerks with Alex? Maybe you can coordinate with my chief clerk here and give her a roster of officers that are interested in doing gun safety classes.
Perfect. And I'll add their phone numbers
and
as well
then
too.
we can sort of create like a protocol in some kind of shared document where you keep track of it, and also Alex does, so I can verify. Not that you guys wouldn't be honest, but I can verify how many people actually got referred and how many people got trained.
Sounds good. Perfect.
Okay. Anybody on the council got any objection to that concept? Cool. All right. I guess it's so. I brought Slacks in here for something. If I can shift to that, is that okay, or we got something else?
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
Okay. So Slacks has come to me, and I'm just being transparent to all y'all, with the question of is it possible to go into the prison if people are bringing in contraband in there? And I said, well, currently there is a law in the books that's introducing contraband into a government facility. And there is no protocol or guidelines in legislation published that deals with the DOA or DOCE or, the rights thereof of the PD to apply the law within Bolingbroke. So my advisory would be that as currently under the law, you have a right to do that. But I wanted to bring him in here and raise that conversation of, given that we haven't issued the directives, how do we feel about what's been going on in the prison?
I feel if prison is meant to be a lawless land of the island of misfit toys, whatever you want to call it, the contraband introduction law shouldn't apply. However, I do feel that the police should be able to do the equivalent of a hot pursuit into the prison. Or if they see someone in prison who maybe has a warrant on the outside or has committed crimes outside, they have the authority to go in and grab that. Like I said, I just feel that if prison is meant to be lawless, what happens there, what stays there, why do we care if contraband is being introduced there?
I will mirror Malton's sentiment, like a hot pursuit style, I guess probable cause, right?
Doctrine? I don't know.
Yeah, no, I'm good with that. What about if they're taking things out into our world, right? What happens when that gets introduced, right?
That ain't the prison.
Yeah, we would arrest them.
It'd be possession charges at that point, right, Slacks? Like, what do you mean?
Would you be able to articulate before a judge searching someone who's leaving the prison?
I mean,
like a border checkpoint, basically.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, like a customs checkpoint.
I actually made this argument yesterday yesterday to somebody in the PD. So
That'd be a
That
fun
was-
case to hear.
That would be my proposal. It's that way when they're coming back into Los Santos, we know they're not carrying weapons and things like that. That's all.
Dust off the sanguine protocols.
I'd be
basically
down for that.
Yeah, same.
Oh.
Basically, any cop that wants to be able to do that. If Slacks, if you want to write up protocol for doing that, you can send it to Crane or I, and then we can present. Well, fuck, I don't even know if we have to present it if we've already established the.
No, we've
That-
already
that's-
established. Look, all you have to do is try your luck, and we'll hear it in court. And I'll give you advice right now that if you tell me that you witness someone, or you witness a routine pattern of people emerging from the lawless prison zone with contraband, and you can articulate that as why you stopped, detained, frisked, searched someone that was exiting the prison, I would have no issue with that. All I would tell you is you probably would need to monitor who's actually there because they were incarcerated or not, right?
Right, and which leads me to something else. I think we need border guards or patrol going on too as well. I think that a job should be introduced as well in Los Santos for folks who can help out with something like this. Because I'll be honest, the Los Santos Police Department cannot keep up
You
with
want me
kind
to
of-
get a
Rex, thank you for the
Tacoma and some
16
good old
months.
boys and ride the ridge line outside the front door of the
Stay
prison?
cool.
And hell, if anybody tries to cross that river, I just, I mount my Colt, right?
Oh
Well,
dear God.
Or we can have
Is that what we're
Bobby
talking
and
about?
Carmine. We
Oh my
need
God,
we need a
cringes and
layer. We
Texan.
need we need something in between to where the second you leave one, you enter another one, but not yet to where you're going through some sort of checkpoint to where.
Oh, like a decontam chamber.
Well, how many ways
my
are there
God.
out of the like? I'm assuming there's like the guard tower, jump down, and then the front entrance. Is there
Correct,
any way else
correct.
they could get out?
Yes, folks have been jumping off the tower, and then folks have been
Oh my
trying
God.
to parkour.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
They've been
They're
using-
killing themselves. How do they get in?
Why would they do that?
they drive 150 miles an hour off of a cliff and ramp
Cor-
in.
What?
Correct.
Jesus Christ.
That's been
Wait,
going on as well.
150? That's an absurd speed.
We had a hot pursuit. I thought about spiking the edge to where they just fall into the ground instead, but I thought that would be a lawsuit in Los Santos. Not a good idea.
Yeah, we were
What
in
if-
active
what if you
pursuit and
guys-
they ramped in.
What if you guys put spike strips right before the jump into the
We did
prison?
that. They got spiked and they still made it in.
You have to put it a little before the jump, then Dakota, so it slows them down.
Okay, thanks, Malton. Do you want to
Yeah.
be there? You can help us set them up. Maybe
Why don't we
A little
build
less-
taller walls?
Let's go after this. Yeah.
Why don't we just build taller walls?
Yeah,
I hate it.
taller walls.
If that's
Yeah.
feasible, I'd be fine with that.
Can we? Yeah, that was gonna be something else. Can we start building a taller wall because people can also throw things over easily. A lot of people have strong arms and they can chuck things almost.
Hey,
I
Max,
know.
you want to retweet me?
Oh my God, no.
Did you say build the wall?
Oh,
No.
well,
I know that
Max,
might
we're
cost something on
Mormon
the
now,
state
so we
budget,
support
but
the sentiment.
Oh,
support the sentiment as
that one
Mormons.
felt good. That one felt good. That one
I guess
felt
it should
good.
technically say build another one, right? Because we're going on top of the existing.
Build wall 2 on top of wall 1.
Oh, look, Bobby Charles is for it too. So there's your warden.
Yeah, we can ask about that.
Buds,
that kind of
Buds,
falls
thank you
into
for the 18 months. Yo,
can
how's
they
your
actually
warden
do it
coming?
territory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Somebody raised a question to me about prison being, it's a lawless land, right? But for the people who are supposed to be there, for the people who are not, is felony trespassing a thing for them?
well, that was going to be something I bring up. So a lot of folks are actually. So I'm not sure if y'all heard about K-Town
Yeah,
the past
I
few
am.
days, but
Oh, I've
um,
heard
We got
about
married
it.
there. We got married there.
Yeah.
You remember
Right,
first
so-
K-Town.
right. So K-Town popped up again, but this time it has invited more people. I mean, it was not only Mr. K in the wedding; it was half of Los Santos at one point. Folks are having concerts inside
Yeah.
K-Town. People are ramping up, and people are being kidnapped inside. Also, the penitentiary. So I wanted to ask if folks are not in there because of jail time, would it be felony trespassing, or would any laws apply to that?
Seems like a pain in the ass to enforce.
Can you trespass in a lawless area though?
That's my thing. So
I mean, I don't know if you would be willing to pull the trigger on this literally, Slacks, but if it's lawless and can't cops just
Look,
be
okay, I'm just gonna cut
raining
this
down
short
hellfire in there?
because
Yeah.
I think we're kind of going circles here. Look, Mr. Slacks, you effectively, by the advice of this council, have been given the ability to, fairly go try and, hunt those smuggling contraband out of the prison into the city. I think anything else that you're asking for is effectively you asking us to let you shoot fish in a barrel, and I'm a no on that.
Listen, I'm just having a conversation. Like I said, I'm just trying to pick your brain because
I'm trying to give
right
you
now
my
it's not
parameters
really
of how I view it.
right. Right now it's not really lawless, right? Until it's in the legislation, as far as I know. So I'm trying to see how to operate for the time being. Do you want me to enforce laws in there, or what is like the step
I
that
want
y'all?
you to do what you're comfortable with, both in public opinion and defending in court. That's my POV.
I see. I just want to be on the same page because I don't want to do something and then y'all be surprised by it. That's all.
Yeah. Look, it'll be all right. By the way,
You could never surprise me, Slacks.
Why isn't that in legislation yet? By the way,
because the second that and that's another thing I should have brought up today. Thank you. The second that I went to start writing it up, I overheard Bobby Charles screaming to multiple people how they were going to be hired soon.
We were very clear. We were very clear about who we were hiring, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So Bobby Charles, literally, like the first night after it was announced, I had a bench trial, or I said it on one, I forget. And as I'm in the room, I can hear him outside, like holding interviews and shit, and telling people how they're going to be the first hired, and So I confronted him and Carmine. I said, "You guys are too big for your britches."
Carmine gets it though,
and I said I would. Well, but he was doing the same shit that Bobby.
Well, as soon as I brought it up though, he was like, "Yeah, you're right. You're right." Like he was trying to steer Bobby away.
I just wanted to talk to you, and I wanted to talk to the council and explain, and then sort of advise, that I'm probably going to write something specific into the fucking protocols that literally say they are not the people hiring anyone. They will all be hired as entry-level DOC guards, and then they will come to us, and I will hire people that we agree we approve.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Okay. So I'll talk to them and I'll get that put in.
Perfect. All right.
He's threatening to preemptively stand your ground towards me.
Well, I mean, look, one of my first interactions with Bobby Charles was him telling me he had a sniper on the roof that was going to kill me. He just kept doing it.
He calls me routinely asking for money. Like I'm gonna change my mind.
Yeah, he asked me for money too.
Yeah.
I think he just asked everyone for
Before
money.
I get let out, I do apologize to interrupt here. So I'm not here because I'm not a city council member. I don't want to be here for too long. Any sensitive information.
You can be here, dog.
I wanted to bring up, a potential high threat being made. There's already been a city council has been attacked already, and 3 days ago we recovered a gun, a 1911, that came back to multiple incidents, including the one on Dr. Cantor and Judge Jackson. A 1911 that was coming back unserialized. A ghost gun.
Oh,
yeah.
So from way back.
So probably from the past, I would assume. I don't know. I don't know who could have got it. I don't want to assume.
So you got the guy who shot Philippa.
Correct. And that is maybe Mr. Kevin.
Who was it?
Oh my God!
Who also has stated how skewed the laws are as far as robbery and possession charges for a PD
We already
gun.
adjusted those. We had our own
That's
conversation.
crazy.
All right. Would you like to hear what he said as well?
Sure.
He also stated that he'll be coming for the DOJ, the city council, and he knows how certain laws are done by design, and he's going to do everything he can to kind of just, show how bad they are. So I just wanted to give you all the heads up and to understand what's going on.
He's about to find out how bad the Ego Act is.
And listen, I tried.
And/or terrorism.
And I try to have a conversation with him about this. His response is, I don't care. So
have you told him that going after people who make the laws based on the laws is literally political motivation?
Yeah.
I'll be honest. My goal was to swim to have that attack on the PD. Us PD, we can handle something like that. We're trained. We got guns.
Shit,
we got
I shoot better than
tasers.
half your cops. You fool.
Well, maybe, but still, I don't want any heat coming to the city council or the DOJ because y'all have enough, and you already have a tough job, and I don't placed in that position to where criminals are blaming y'all.
Yeah, and that's why we got
Yeah,
a
all right.
$200 pay raise today. Good work, everybody.
Hazard pay. Good job, guys.
Wait, did we say 200?
It's 200
Hazard pay. Yeah.
Hazard pay.
an hour. Yeah, look,
Cool.
I'll go get my gun. We'll hold down City Hall. Fuck it, dog.
Just thought I'd let you know. That way, I've done my part to communicate the potential threat. He has already tweeted out things.
Wait, is this what he went to prison for the other day?
Correct. He went to prison for.
So why are we just
3,000
hearing about this now if he made threats on our lives?
I was sick. I do apologize.
You're not the only officer.
Nakota, why are we just hearing about
Slacks.
this?
Dakota, what the fuck?
Come on,
man?
Dakota.
Dude.
My bad.
Oh, there you go, Etta. It's Nakota's fault.
You can blame me.
Look, we all got guns. Anyone
You
here
know what,
not-
guys? I've been lying to you. I gotta come clean on something.
What?
My conscience would be too heavy if this was a surprise. Just so y'all know, I still get paid as a normal judge. So if anyone complains about the pay raise, I'm gonna say I didn't get paid any different. I didn't get a raise. Just so you're clear.
Okay.
How much do judges get paid again?
Fair amount.
It's more than me.
Negative. You make way more than us.
Oh, nice. Well, I'm about to make 1,100 before tax. So.
Yeah, I think we make 900, which is pretty much other government employees are close to it.
Well, not all of them.
Okay, I think we're good, guys.
Yeah,
I think
we
we're
are.
good. I think we're good. Send Philippa our well
What do I have
wishes.
to do outstanding?
Did you change the adoption? Shit.
Yes.
Did you publish? Are you gonna publish the DOC parameters and establishment or whatever?
DOC.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good one. I issued the advisories.
Cool.
We changed the time on the gun robbery and gun possession laws for PD. I announced that DOJ is going to be doing an overhaul and rebalancing of fines to make things merge better.
Once you've proofread the loan document, you could just kick that to a
Already
DOJ
issued as an
doc.
advisory,
Oh, already issued. Okay.
as well as the ordination protocols were issued as an advisory.
Nice.
And then we also amended the other piece of legislation, the expectations of the city council to include 9 months inability to run for election if you get impeached. Okay.
Sick. Nasty.
I'll work on the DOC stuff.
Nice.
Yeah. All right.
So I mean, anyone who wants to stick around, we're gonna do a town hall in the big courtroom.
Yeah. Can you when we
Oh,
start?
I would love to be there.
I'm gonna take a little piss break and then
Can
probably
you
ready
can
for
you
that.
make it like 20 minutes because I gotta put up all the ballots for the
Oh yeah.
oversight board, and
Like
that's
right
a
after the
fuck
top
lot
of
of
the hour?
typing.
Yeah, we can wait 20
Yeah.
minutes.
Okay.
then.
I'm gonna go
have
run
you
and do
heard
that right
about-
now.
Okay.
What?
Don't give yourself a
about
heart attack, old man.
The judge
about
that got
what?
attacked.
Who got
Norman Adams, I believe.